Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
I can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it.
Can you
Yes,
dig
I
it,
Can,
TT?
can you dig it? Can you guys dig it?
Can you dig it?
Can we dig? Hey, we're
Can
not.
we
I don't
dig
even
it?
know where the
Whoa!
fuck we are. Hey, there we are. Whoa! See,
What
you're
happened
like in
here?
some other fucking world over there.
We are in a different.
Can you believe it's 2024?
Happy New Year,
What were we doing
gentlemen.
last
Happy
year?
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Casey over there. Happy New Year. It is the Absolute Vodka Live with the Landis podcast. We are back. First show of the new year.
Yes.
It's gonna be a good show, man.
Hell
We
yeah.
got the guys from RAEL on.
Hell yeah.
It's our show
One of my
this weekend
favorites.
on Saturday.
Mhm.
They've been here a few times, man. They're phenomenal. I think our boy Dylan is stopping by.
No shit. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He might stop
Good.
by to discuss the we've moved at Casey Ray's. We've moved the karaoke and the open mic to a open mic karaoke night.
That's cool.
We feel like if we combine the two, maybe people have a little bit more fun. You got your karaoke guys, but you can come in. You can either sing karaoke or you can sing karaoke with the band. You know, you can play with the band. You can play while you sing, but the lyrics will be there regardless. You know what I mean? So,
Dude, the idea to show up to do karaoke and you can do it with a full band is awesome.
yeah, and the good thing about Dylan and those guys, they can kind of play just about anything. You just give them a little
Mhm.
bit, but you also have the karaoke DJ there, so he can play it, and they can kind of catch up a little bit. Maybe
don't
take
expect to bring like a Nicki Minaj song. I think Dylan's gonna play that. It'd be a little tough. I don't think they have a keyboard player.
That's gonna be DJ,
So,
baby,
yeah,
all
you
DJ.
have to play that one.
T
But-
Swift.
Yeah, so good so far. Look, man, it's the year started off all right. I mean, we ended with I think a good few good shows.
Yeah, man.
We got a lot of shows booked. I don't know if anybody's looked, but we opened up our calendar and we started releasing all the new stuff for the new year.
Hell
Man, we
yeah,
got a lot of
did.
stuff, man. We got a great Chicago band coming.
Hell
We-
yeah,
a Neil,
looking
a
forward
Neil
to that.
Diamond tribute coming. We have another Meatloaf band coming. Hopefully we're gonna get all these people on. Of course, Steve Desco will be back with his Night of Metal.
Who's that?
Speaking of,
Who's
yeah, who?
Jessica?
Yeah, like we don't know that man.
Speaking of Steve Desco, he did a phenomenal job. He sat in with a band. I went out to a bar on Saturday night to see Zillion Dollar Babies.
Oh
And
yeah, I
the
forgot they
band,
played this past weekend.
the band that opened for them, Hammer Sheep. Steve sat in with them. Steve and Kevin both sat in with
Well,
them.
he's hammered a few sheep back in the day. So he's
I wouldn't doubt
What
it.
is the name of that band?
What's
Hammer
that?
Sheep is the name.
Yeah, Hammer Sheep's the name.
What?
That's
what do they play?
They're like they're
music.
a classic metal cover band, and then they play.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Why Hammer
So,
Sheep?
who?
I don't know who came up with the name. No idea.
Well, they
like
probably
another-
saw Steve hammering a sheep. What was
It's like
that?
another Amish outlaw's name.
Yes, hammer
Yeah, is it?
Hammer
Is it a bunch
Hammer
of like
Sheep-
farm boys that got
Hammer
together?
Sheep
and-
opening up for the Amish Outlaws.
Oh,
man.
man.
That's a show.
Could you
Oh my
imagine?
god! I gotta
you
hear this
imagine?
band and see what Hammer Sheep is all about.
But yeah, they do a lot of like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden
What
and
Desco
stuff
do?
like
Did he
that.
sing?
Yeah, he went up and did 2 Ozzy songs.
Oh, awesome.
Just
So just 2.
just two.
Is that his new thing for 2024 after Cher? Now he's going to go up and get in the middle. He's going to be calling me up.
Just
Yo,
everyone's
Ray,
show.
Ray,
I will
could RAEL use me? Can I get in on one of those Peter Gabriel songs?
I will put it this way, and it was good to hear because I sit like a fly on the wall in these places. I don't really talk to a whole lot of people. I just kind of sit in the corner and watch the music. That was all they could talk about was him doing "I Got You, Babe." That's all you heard that whole night.
We had like we had like 20,000 views on that sucker on our website, on our Facebook, man.
I'm going
Yeah.
viral.
He's viral. all right.
30,000 now.
Are
Is
you
it really?
serious?
Oh, man.
Wow.
That really has 30,000 views
Yeah,
on
he's
it?
gone viral in other ways too, especially after he
Oh.
hammered a couple of sheep.
And in other
Hammer
words,
Sheep.
you see they were talking about possibly bringing back Ozfest.
Oh shit!
That came out today.
I did see that. I think that's a good idea.
Sharon was like, as long as the bands don't ask for a whole lot of money. Now, my initial thought, me being
Good
me,
fucking
Where's
luck.
she been?
me being me, I was like, you know what they should do is they should just take a couple headliners, maybe 2 or 3 headliners, and go into these various areas and let the local music scene open it up.
That's not their thing, though. That's not
Yeah.
Ozfest. You know,
No.
and that's the
Yeah.
problem. Is a lot of these bands they're way overpriced, and as things are going, I mean, I don't know if you pay attention to a lot of I'm a businessman. This is my business. You got pizzerias that have been around for 50 years closing in New Jersey.
Yep.
You got was it the Flying Fish Brewery going out
Yeah, I
of business
saw
in New
that.
Jersey?
Yeah.
Look, fuck this state. I really don't care what anybody says. This state's going to shit. You know, the country's going to shit, and everybody's overpricing themselves. And what they're doing is they're not helping the situations with things.
Right.
I mean, it just supplies to make the beer now. It's gotten so expensive they can't sell the fucking beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then a band comes in here and they've been here before. I won't name names, but you know, they sell 300 out of 700, you know, and they had a price at one time. Then they come in and they want thousands more. I'm
That's
like, you didn't
crazy.
fucking sell last time you were here.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Just because you played some shit fucking festival or whatever, I really don't care.
Right.
Bottom line is they're outpricing themselves, and soon they're not going to have a place to play. I mean,
Yeah, the whole festival thing, I think, is
I'm
starting
still
to
surprised things like M3
get
are going.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know how that. works
Honestly,
anymore.
I don't think M3 is going to be around very much
I don't either.
longer because I mean,
don't
all these bands are also going to age out. So
Yeah. Yeah. that's
Dude,
true. Well,
most of
that's
them
true.
have. Most of
Yeah,
them have.
That's true.
I mean, it's like
That is true.
I don't know if you watched it. I didn't watch it live, but I had to watch a clip of the Leonard Skinner band on the New Year's Eve
Goodness.
thing. Dude,
The
that
tribute band?
dude, they weren't good.
No, they're not. That's
Dude,
what I was
I
saying.
haven't seen them.
I only said it when they were here because I'm like, oh, I think the Street Survivors are a little better. Dude, they were not
better.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
I'm
were
like,
that bad.
They did a like a country music Nashville thing for New
Mhm.
Year's, which is really cool, you know.
Mhm.
And her and I were watching some other stuff. We actually fell asleep before the ball ever dropped. So it's like, yeah,
So
I mean,
did
The
we.
fireworks across the street woke us
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Well, likewise.
that's exactly what
It's
happened.
midnight. Kiss
But-
me.
but-
Like,
Yeah.
no.
But I'm like, I did want to see that, so I had to go back and look for a clip
Mm-hmm.
online. I found a clip. I'm like, wow, man, it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
And they're calling themselves Leonard Skinner.
And I would also not call them country either. That's like that whole thing. Like
Well,
there's
they were
so many
Southern rock.
country artists, right? That's
Southern
what I mean.
rock, not
So,
really
but
country.
there's
Well,
so
same
many
as, like,
country artists.
Molly
now. It's
Hatchet
like,
would not be
Right.
country.
Southern
Right.
rock.
38
Southern rock,
Special would
Southern
not
rock.
be country.
absolutely.
There at one point there was a difference.
Well, who the
between,
hell just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Missy Elliott.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know who
yeah,
it was?
yeah, yeah.
Missy Elliott. Yeah, rock and roll, baby.
What has
rock
she
and
ever
roll.
done that was rock and roll?
I think
did she ever do
didn't she
anything?
do a crossover song?
I don't know.
I
So
feel like
one
she might-
crossover.
I will
song
say-
in the Hall of
exactly.
Fame?
Right.
as far as
That's it.
that's concerned,
You know, forget a whole career,
Yeah.
but
Sounds
Big
like
one
kudos.
song, and
they're
that's
trying
it.
to check off some dots and
Yeah.
cross some I's on that one, if you know what I mean. Try to get that that
No,
that
but
Maybe
even
extra
that,
extra funding.
even that, there's still so many in rock and roll. So
Dude, there's tons of them.
but dude,
Tons of people in rock and roll that deserve that accolade before Missy fucking Elliott.
to me, I was
Yeah.
really happy and really proud of Dolly Parton for what she did.
Mhm.
They at first she went to turn them down, and then she said, "Okay, you're going to put me in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to cut a rock album."
Yeah.
So she went as far
It's
as
actually
to
pretty
make a
fucking
rock
I was
album.
gonna say it's not a bad album.
It's
No,
You
it's
listen
not.
to it, it's pretty
pretty
freaking
damn
good, man.
Pretty damn good.
Dolly can still rock.
Hell
man.
yeah, dude.
Dolly, I like.
You know, I
Dolly,
think
man.
helped her with that a lot was Miley.
Yeah, Miley was
they-
big on that.
Yeah.
record, big on that
Yeah.
record with her.
Yep.
Big on that record. Well,
Yeah.
Miley did that whole thing where she went rock and
Yeah.
roll for a little bit.
Yep.
And she was doing a lot of stuff on.
I remember
during
her-
her tours.
What was it last year or the year before? She was doing like the Super Bowl pre-show, and I think she was up there with Joan Jett, and I just thought she did great.
Yes.
I think Miley can really well when it comes
Yeah,
to
I love
rock.
Miley, man.
And actually, her New Year's Eve thing last year was really good. There's
Yeah.
a lot of really good stuff.
I
on
worked
that.
with her back in the
Speaking of
day,
Dolly,
doing
alright,
a
Dolly.
couple things. But the thing that bothered me with Dolly was when she did the halftime thing there, and with,
Oh,
with,
yeah.
with the Dallas Cowboys, and she came out in the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader outfit and all that. I don't think they should have dressed her in that. I don't think it was right. I don't think it worked right.
Mhm.
People were online saying, "Oh man, I thought they were like honoring like the oldest living Dallas Cowboy cheerleader and shit." And I
Stop.
turned it on and found out it was Dolly Parton. I'm like, and it was a shame because she sounded good. She's still beautiful,
Mhm.
but I mean, that just why would you do that to her?
How old is she now? 78. She's mid to late 70s.
Producer Casey,
How old
Let
is
us-
that?
let us know how old Dolly Parton
the
is.
whole time she's doing the.
77.
Is she?
77.
Wow,
I
I
really
wasn't
thought she
far
was
off.
older than that.
Yeah.
But
One
she,
year older than the
she's,
Mark Stein
she's
guy.
holding on
Yeah.
to like the stage the whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
Like, and when she had to move, somebody had to kind of help her. I saw Carol Channing doing Hello Dolly. She came back to do Hello Dolly, and I saw it in Philadelphia. It was on tour. And, I've seen Hello Dolly before, but I'm like, you got to see it with Carol Channing. I mean, she made that show what it was. I felt so bad. I mean, all the
Mhm.
dancers did were carry her around stage.
Literally. Yeah.
She had to get down
Yep.
the steps. They carried her down.
Carried
They
her down.
carried her up and down. I was like, it was so heartbreaking, to sit
Yeah.
here and watch this woman who immortalized this character and made this show what it is, being carried around. the way
Did you
they
see
were.
any of the clips
Yeah.
of the CMAs this year?
No, I did not.
When Nona Judd with oh God, Jelly Roll.
Ah, yeah.
She held
love
on
Jelly
to him
Roll.
the entire
I saw a
time.
clip of that. I saw a clip of
Mhm.
that.
Like,
But
that
when
was-
when Nona played here, and when she played here, she was in great shape. I mean,
Yeah.
she wasn't,
Mhm.
and she doesn't even look old to me. I mean, she's still, I mean, you talk
I
about a
don't
woman
wanna say
who
she's-
looks beautiful. She looks just like
Yeah.
her father Elvis. I mean, she literally looks like her dad.
We are
Yeah.
big on that one here. Just so everyone knows.
We
Out
know
of all
your
the
daddy's
conspiracy
Elvis.
theories in the world. Sorry, Winona, your daddy's
She does.
Elvis.
She does. She's like a beautiful version of Elvis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wouldn't that make her Lisa Marie's sister then?
Yes.
Technically,
yes.
yes.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yes, it
I
would.
never
No,
thought about that
we
way.
are big on that. We're big. Hopefully, no one from the Winona camp's watching. 'Cause
No, but
I would love to have her.
we
back.
love her, and her husband's
Yeah.
phenomenal dude, man. He was really
Yeah.
cool, man. He was. Really
I'm
cool.
sure she knows that whole thing. I mean, come on.
Cactus.
She's got to know that
Cactus.
whole thing. Yeah, Cactus was a
Cactus.
man. Good golfer too.
He was.
Good golfer.
So, anyways, I was throwing out some shows this year. So we have a lot of we got a new Meatloaf tribute coming in.
Mhm.
We have another. We're gonna change it up this year. We're gonna bring in a different ELO band. I love the old guys. They're great. Maybe we bring them back next year. Maybe we do a little switcheroo here and there with some guys. We have a couple new things coming in. We've never really had a Grateful Dead tribute. We have
Mhm.
one coming in.
Yep.
We have an Allman Brothers one finally coming in. We had some
Yes.
problems with one before.
Yes.
The world's full of
Yeah.
jackasses, and now we
Yeah.
finally find one that's good. We have what else do we have new coming in this year? We have an REO Speedwagon tribute.
Ooh,
That
that's
seems,
cool. I like
seems
that.
pretty
That's
cool.
gonna be cool.
That seems pretty
Well,
Can we get
the,
the Sticks guys with that?
Who?
Can we get the Sticks one with that?
We have a Sticks band
That
coming in.
would
I don't believe it's
just
the same
do
one
their
we had.
That's a
tour.
good,
Different
yeah,
one, yeah.
dude.
That was the last tour they did,
I
right?
think REO who's Case, who's with the REO Speedwagon band? It's two bands in that one. Isn't it the New York guys come back to
Oh, the
police.
sidecars and the New York.
Oh no,
Finance Police.
that's it. So we have a new Cars tribute coming in with the New York Police guys
Oh.
coming back. These guys were phenomenal, man. They were a perfect Police tribute, man. It didn't sell very well, and I don't know, maybe it's the Police or whatever.
It was a weird weekend. It was like September
Yeah.
11th weekend.
Yeah, it was a weird one, but
Yeah.
We tried.
we're
it
gonna
on
bring
the
it back
cheap.
with a Cars tribute, which I think works. That same genre and that same era. So that's good. What else do we have new coming?
Godsmack tribute.
We have a Godsmack.
Yes.
The 19th,
Dude,
right?
dude, yeah,
Yep.
this Tribal Sun group, they seem really good. They're coming. Actually, it's going to be a like a video shoot. So they're going to shoot their video, then they're going to play a show for everybody. So it should be a fun night.
Yeah, I know their bassist really well. I go back a ways with
Yeah,
Godsmack,
and who's
the
opening up?
Godsmack
That
bassist.
4130.
Oh, 4130.
Yeah.
Have you
They
seen them?
They were one of my
kick
favorites.
ass.
Dude, they are good.
They're at the Battle of the Bands.
They are
Yes.
good. Well, when these guys wanted to play, they said, "Do you have like an opener?" Because Godsmack has music, but they don't have 2 hours worth of music.
Mhm.
And I'm like, man, if I could get that one band to play, so I got a hold of Ellen. And
Didn't
Ellen
they?
is
Didn't
like,
they
yeah,
end
man.
up in the? I want to say they ended up in the top
Top 3.
They were in the
Yeah,
final.
three.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
4130 was in the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's a band that I feel like
They might have been third. I'm
had they
thinking.
were
su-
third.
had they some more
Third.
support, they could have won that.
You had Nitro
Yeah.
Nitro, and then I think Strange Velvet was
Strange
second,
Velvet, they're great too.
Yes.
and then
4130
4130 was third.
4130 is so
And
good. I can't wait to
Note
see
that
that.
it's 4130, not 4130. For everyone listening, it's 4130.
Did you get corrected on that?
Yes, I did.
4130.
4130.
Well, see, I would say 4130 because it's 4 dot.
I know.
There's a you should leave the last two together if you want.
No,
to be
yeah,
40.
no star in the middle.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
the
Don't
shirt
mess
at
with
home.
English majors.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But well, what else do we have? I think I have an Elton
Rockin'.
John coming. We haven't had an Elton John yet.
Rockin', Doobie Brothers,
Oh,
Jeff Beck.
Doobie Brothers. We got a Dokken tribute coming in, and of
Dude.
course,
From Texas.
we got the Lynch Mob coming back.
Dude, I love the Doobie Brothers tribute's name, the Doobie
The
Others.
Yeah, the
Doobie
Doobie
Others.
Others. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something else we have. Oh, a Paul McCartney tribute.
Really?
And he's doing a lot of the Wings stuff. which I
That's
love.
cool.
Were they
yeah.
combined?
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a lot of
shit.
fun. I love. I wasn't the biggest Beatles fan of the old. Honestly, this Beatles group that's come in, that's played. What are they called again?
Studio 2.
Studio 2. They've made me more of a fan of the
Yes.
original Beatles music
Same.
than I ever was.
Yep.
I
Same
liked it, but I wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But they've made me more of a fan of it. But I love Yes,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sure
they're
they will.
coming back
Cinco de Mayo.
right around Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
That
Nice.
Chicago
Actually, on
band,
Cinco de
Meals
Mayo.
Forever. We have Radio Flashback, which is the 70s and 80s rock and roll.
Yeah, that's like one of those
Yeah.
compilation bands that play a lot. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Awaken, Beatlemania, Starman, they're all back.
I'm trying to think. We had
Oh,
another.
I-
Wasn't it Elton
Rockin'.
John? Didn't we bring yeah, we have we've never had an Elton John tribute.
Or
Yes.
Rockin'.
We have that coming
Yes.
in. Who's that?
A Dokken tribute, Rockin'.
Yeah, the Dokken tribute. We just mentioned them.
You know what I'm surprised
else?
nobody's ever
Strange
done
Magic,
is
Yellow.
the Billy Joel Elton John tour.
Yeah, they do.
That's
There's
I
one
would
out there.
love to see
Rolling
that.
Stones,
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, well, we had a Stones band before.
We did.
Yeah, but this is a different one. So we're
Mhm.
bringing in some different bands this time. That we've had other bands come in, and now we're trying give other people a chance. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But because sometimes what happens, you have them here 2-3 times. People they don't sell as much anymore.
Right.
So you bring somebody else in, you give them a chance, and maybe bring the other band in next year again. And
Mm-hmm.
see how it is. It's tough when you're doing tribute acts, and I like doing the tribute acts. I don't care what people say, what people think. We throw our national acts in, but I enjoy the tribute bands.
Mhm.
These are guys that a lot of them do, like especially our Pink Floyd guys from Brain Damage. I mean, these are skilled musicians, man, that didn't get the break, didn't get that
Mhm.
chance, but now they have the ability to play a big stage, play in front of people. And all these bands are the same way, they're great bands, And if they're not doing this, what are they doing? Just cover tunes in a bar somewhere?
Yeah.
And how many of those are left,
I will put it this way. After going out this past weekend and seeing $1 Zillion Babies in a totally different environment, it really makes you appreciate what you guys have here with that stage and how much room they have to work.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're cramped up on a small stage, especially with a band that is as theatrical as $1 Zillion
Yeah.
Babies.
I mean, where the hell
That-
do you put the electric chair at?
Exactly.
True.
What do you
I mean,
do?
to that point, why don't we bring on our two gentlemen, Mike and Lloyd from RAEL?
Oh,
Are they
yeah.
here?
Talk about
Are they
their
on already?
theatrical show. Yep, they just both popped on.
yes.
Let's bring
Very
them on. Who do
good.
we have? We have Mike and who?
We have Mike and Lloyd.
Oh, Lloyd's on too. Oh, I love Lloyd, man.
Mhm.
Lloyd is such a character, man, and such an awesome dude, man.
There
There
it
it is. RAEL. That's the music of Genesis. They do all the Peter Gabriel, older Genesis, the original, beginning Genesis. That's this weekend. It's January 6th. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8.
Mhm.
This show what it needs. You give the theatrics that Gabriel used to give back in the day. You give us the original Genesis, and in a way I haven't seen.
Absolutely.
We get a lot of Genesis, like people come to us to play and they'll send us videos, and it's like, yeah, nah, we're good. But you guys, man, you bring a whole different level, and you're Peter Gabriel. It's just amazing, man. I can't tell you. And I've told you before, I'm a big fan of Peter. So,
Oh, thank you. Brilliant.
Wow.
you got to tell us. I just want to know straight off. What's that saying? Do you do any Peter Gabriel? Yeah, they do. They do. Somebody's asking a question. I was trying to read it while I was talking to you. But I just got to ask you, what brought you together? What your history, your love of Genesis? What got you to this point with this band? Go ahead, Lloyd.
Should I talk? Okay. All right. Well, it's a very funny story, really. So I was, well, I guess, I heard you guys talking about cover bands and tribute bands all. So I was playing in this cover band with my friends, just kind of like, and then him and the drummer had like another gig. They started doing another project. So then we needed like a drummer and a bass player. And that's where Michael came in. And then he'll play bass. And then we played the night, we did our thing. And then we both were talking how much we love Genesis. And it just came up in conversation. And we're like, hey, let's just try, let's just wing it. So we did I think we did Carpet Crawlers and I Know What I Like. Yeah. And we thought, oh, this is brilliant. Wouldn't it be fun to do this as a tribute band? We should do like early Genesis like that.
Exactly.
And then Mike's our buddy, our current drummer, Paul.
Remember that.
Our lovely drummer. He, out of the blue, calls Mike the next day and says, hey, we should do a Genesis tribute. So it's very weird that two different parties didn't know each other. We're like, hey.
That is awesome.
Wow.
So the stars
Great
kind of aligned for that.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, why RAEL? Why did you choose that name for the band?
Well, it's a character from the Lamb Lives on Broadway.
Yeah,
when their albums in '74, and so
Connect on my phone.
And it's a nice short name. It's easy to put down on T-shirts. But that was going to be nice. But of course, it's a hard name because everyone calls us RAEL.
I even do it sometimes. I know what it is. Yeah, but I confuse it sometimes because I look at it and I always see real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's not real, you know?
Yeah.
But any questions you have off the top of your head, Steve?
Well, so it's funny because you mentioned that you guys played, carpet crawlers and things like that. What actually made you choose the older Genesis stuff, the Peter Gabriel era over the Phil Collins era?
Well, me personally, I'm more of a Gabriel fan than a Collins fan. I do love Phil Collins; he's brilliant. But I was always gravitated. I think, and also vocally, I'm a little closer to Gabriel. I'm more of that raspy voice, so I kind of fit Gabriel more than Phil.
You do a great. Your Gabriel is so you sound so much like Peter Gabriel when you sing, and for me, that's just like. I'll be honest with you. He just toured. He was here. I don't know if anyone saw him or not. I had my reservations about going, and I finally decided not. I don't think I'm going to. As much as I love him and I've seen all the tours, I didn't want to do it. And a couple people said, "Yeah, you're glad you didn't go because he's just not. It's not the Peter Gabriel he used to be. It just wasn't there. And that breaks my heart because he's getting older. But for someone like you to be able to come out and give him that tribute and let me experience Peter as I remember him. I think it's phenomenal. I love what you do, man. I'm a huge fan of you personally. I think
thank you.
You're an amazing character, man. I don't know if you haven't seen this show. Have you seen these guys yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, the CT's got it. You got to come out. You've got to come out and see it. It's like, yeah, look how beautiful. And he has the costumes. He has all the intricacies. He plays that era of Genesis like it was played back then, and it's so much fun. It's just so much fun, especially when you get into the poetry and stuff. I love it, man. I think it's phenomenal, man.
What I want to know is you touched on it last week, and while we have you here, you could tell us about it, that big giant black and white outfit.
Oh, no, that was Bowie.
Bowie.
Yeah,
that was Bowie.
He has
got
some
some
giant
outfits
outfits
too, though.
Because I did see some of the pictures.
Good. I need to reconnect, guys.
She threw a video of you in there. Did you see it?
Yeah, that was nice.
Reconnect.
With the trident and all. That's
Back in
phenomenal,
5.
man. Absolutely phenomenal. This is your fourth time here.
Oh, fifth,
fourth, right?
Fourth.
Is this our fourth time playing?
Fifth or first? What?
Fifth was on the old ticketing platform.
I don't know.
Is it your fifth?
I'm not sure. I think fourth. Mike made
a
hand signal, but maybe he had to step out for a second.
Yeah, I think his phone was screwed up.
Can you turn 4 back up?
He'll dial back in.
He'll be back.
Yeah, good.
Oh, but tell you about Peter Gabriel. I did see him on the tour, and he's amazing. His voice is just it ages like fine wine. He's got that right kind of voice. You know what I mean? Like he was gorgeous on this tour.
So I'm glad to hear that from you because I heard the opposite from a couple of friends, and that's why it kind of swayed me from seeing him.
Yeah, the biggest criticism was he left out like he did, of course, like the So and Us and like the newer stuff. He did pretty much his whole new album that didn't come out yet, so people are hearing the songs. So maybe you heard it on YouTube or so. But he kind of missed out on that early Gabriel, like the second, third, fourth album. Like he didn't do all those songs. I think a lot of like fans from the 80s wanted to hear that stuff, like late 70s, 80s Gabriel, which is interesting. But it was still a beautiful show. When he closed with Biko, your tears.
Biko is probably one of my all-time favorite Peter Gabriel songs. I mean, it's the song about Biko, apartheid song. Yeah. It's an amazing song. That's probably one of my favorite top of the line. I don't remember what tour it was. What was the tour where he had the long? Remember, he had the long stage that came out. Remember, he pulled the telephone wire from the
that was the Us tour. That was the
Us tour. That's correct. That was my favorite tour. That was phenomenal. What a brilliant tour. That's what I mean. I feel like those are the antics that I love, and I always love how theatrical he is.
Yeah.
And when you guys come, you give those theatrics, and I think it's phenomenal, man. I love it. I just love it.
Brilliant. Cheers. And also, it's funny because we used to only do Genesis, Peter Gabriel Genesis, right? And we actually do one record without Gabriel, the Trick of the Tail album. We'll do some songs off that. That was the first record. So we always say we do the Steve Hackett years,
Yeah, there you go.
But slowly we start falling into more like people requesting about Peter Gabriel's solo. So we thought about it. We go, there's not too many acts that do this, that where you do Gabriel Genesis and then Peter Gabriel solo. Most bands do either, Peter Gabriel Genesis into Phil's Genesis. People don't usually do, or a separate Peter show or so. So I thought it was interesting. So as we call it, a Peter Gabriel experience. Like you get to hear him go from the prog rock to like more of the art rock, the stuff he did.
Exactly, and that's what I loved about him. I loved his transition through the years. And it's funny because again, you transition that same way on the stage, and we get to help, with our lights and our video and stuff, and it just brings like this whole thing to life that you do. And that's again why we come back to you every year and we're like, please come back, and we love it, and we just want to push this year especially. I'm so glad you came on. We get a lot of people that actually watch the show, and I really want them to understand like this is a great show.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's one of my favorites we've had every single time.
You come out, if you even like one Peter Gabriel song, you come to this show and you're going to like a hell of a lot more songs. You're gonna start listening to some of the older Genesis. It's gonna open you up to some songs and some stuff you probably don't know very well.
The musicianship does it helps with that.
Your band is phenomenal.
You guys are undeniable. It's a fantastic band, a great group of musicians, and again, even for the people that they might not be Genesis people, I think you leave going, what was that? What did I just hear? Mike gets on the Taurus pedals and things like that.
Yeah.
And your whole body is shaking at certain points in songs, and you're like, there's nothing else that I can see like this, And, for us, obviously, as a lighting guy, Genesis being a big proponent of lighting in concerts, I had a hand in the very lights that we use up here. It's one of my favorites to do every single year.
Oh, right. Yeah. I was going to say, I appreciate you guys praising my theatrics and my antics, but the band, these guys are the best musicians. I mean, they're
without a doubt,
and the fans, they know it, like they're waiting for that right keyboard solo, the right guitar solo. They fall in every note, like, oh, here it comes, and every drum fill and every it's phenomenal. And we have a very good camaraderie, our band. We if you saw videos of us backstage and stuff, it's a lot of antics, a lot of Marx Brothers.
I love. That's what when you go backstage, you see these guys, especially you, Lloyd. When you see him in the green room prior, and he's got the makeup, and he's all ready to go on the stage, it's like he's a whole different person.
Yeah,
like he gets into the character, and then he lives it the whole show. And then after you see him there, sweat, everything's kind of like, all right, that was great.
That's what I try to think of it. It's like a show. It's like a Broadway show. It's like I try to stay in my character. So throughout the show. After the show, I'll come back to myself.
Yep, and it's evident. We've seen it now several times, and I love it. I love that. We have an AC/DC tribute that comes in, and Dan, who plays their Angus Young, is the same way. Dan is sitting in the middle of the theater, and he'll just stare at the stage for a little bit. And he starts downing. He really doesn't eat sugar, but he eats a lot of sugar right before he goes on. And he is Angus Young, man. He's on the stage. He's crawling across chairs. And when the show's over, he's Dan again. It's like, I love that. I love when you find this band. That's why I keep telling people. Some bands are a tribute, but some bands are a true experience. And I think you guys are a true experience of Genesis, and I appreciate that because it means a lot to me.
Because I know, to me, I feel like there's different types of cover tribute bands or so where you can play note for note, like Color the Numbers, and you can fill in the exact notes and get everything exactly right. But we feel like we want to do that as best we can, but we want to take it, like you said, to the next level. I want make it more spiritual, bigger show than like you lose yourself into the music. And because again, we're fans. We're not the real guys, obviously. So us as fans want to see what we want to watch. Like if I was in the audience, I'd want to see us. That's the approach.
That's true.
That's actually a very good approach. That's a good way to look at it because again, like I said, Michael's back. Can you hear us now, my friend? We got to get him a better internet connection.
Where is he?
He keeps coming in and out, but that's okay. We love you. We love Michael too. Don't get me wrong.
Sorry, my connection is terrible.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. But Lloyd, yours is great. It's got to be any other. You're like me. Any other big Genesis stuff? Are you doing anything different this year? Are you throwing any other songs in? I saw people online asking.
It's funny you say that because we're doing something a little different. We're doing I don't want to give it away, but we're doing a set of Landis on Broadway. So we're doing some songs we haven't played at the Landis. So we're doing well, the Lamb is actually a very long double album, so we're doing like an excerpts of it. So we'll do a nice set of that, and then the second half, then we're going to focus on the Gabriel solo stuff, and then there'll be some surprises, some more Genesis nuggets at the end.
Nuggets.
Will surprise you.
Yeah.
Some big numbers, let's say. Yes.
And I have to tell you too, because we get a lot of people on the show now that we've been doing it, and I look at your background, and I feel like you're in some like medieval castle or something back there with a Christmas light.
It's my
disco ball.
My tapestry of the Green Man. Yeah, that's how I live. I try to or
I
Welsh
love the
shirt,
Green
Yeah.
Man.
So do I.
Well, I kind of I live this stuff. I'm very much into British mythology and everything and history and just we kind of tied I feel like to be in the role I play I have to kind of know where they're coming from. I can't just be there's some guy from New Jersey, you got to there's more very very epic pastoral kind of scenes the music creates and Genesis said it too, like they said when we were younger, we didn't really have girlfriends, and so we just sang about mythology and like King Arthur and Tolkien stuff because so that's the vein we're in. We live in that.
Yeah, we all play
we have
Dungeons
girls,
and Dragons, dreaming of women. Yes,
right, exactly. You don't sing about sports cars and girls. You sing about dragons and
We're lucky enough to be born
mythology.
Elvis.
Yes. I mean, yeah. So you picture these young lads, the Genesis guys. They were at the Charter House, when they were in their secondary school. It was like a private school, although in England they call it public school. But they were just sitting and reading like King Arthur literature, and like that's what they're doing with their time and learning how to play their instruments. So so like I said, I try to get into that mode. You have to connect it all to the.
I'm a big BBC guy. We just started actually. What was that showcase we were watching? The new history show. I love the BBC. There's a new history show on where it's like these guys. What's it called? It's called it's like
history.
Dark History or something, and it's like these 4 or 5 comedians, and they go through all the history, but they do it in like the bloodiest way possible, and they show the truth about stuff. It's hilarious.
That's great. Yeah,
they're so funny though.
John's dying
Yeah.
the train and
Oh, it's hilarious. It's like you got it. I'm a big BBC guy. Oh, whoa! I can see you, Michael.
Back, and it looks like on a different device.
I am back. Can you hear me?
he's back.
Yeah.
Yes.
His mic sounds good.
What'd
I
you
gotta
do? Pull the
start all
computer
over
out?
again.
Did you
It's
go
on
pull
my-
it?
I'm on my iPhone. Yeah, the computer for whatever reason. Sorry,
Ah.
but I'm
Check
back,
out
and
that-
that's all that counts.
check out
That's it.
Mike's background.
Yeah, that looks
I-
like a familiar post.
I like that poster back there, my friend.
Oh, but geez, man cave here. So I guess you're looking at the big one.
Yeah,
I have a whole bunch surrounding me, but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's from a few years ago.
yeah.
I was in
We
the
got-
theater marquee.
Yep.
keep
We
it.
got to get you another one from this year, my friend.
Yeah, I'd love to take one. Love to take
So-
one. Hey,
so-
look, Happy New Year. I'm
Oh,
late to the
Happy
game.
New Year,
Sorry.
too,
Oh yes, happy New Year. We
And
forgot
Lloyd,
that.
we only see each other at the gig, so happy New Year.
Yeah,
Well, we
guys.
see
and-
sometime.
This is your first. You're our first show back for the new year too. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
one of those. It's one of those. I'm excited about it too. Like I said,
Oh, we
So-
are too, of
yeah,
course.
Lloyd was telling us a little bit about his feelings on the Genesis and that era and things of that nature, and how he follows a lot of the English stuff. And now that we got you back, what's your history or your love of Genesis? What brought Genesis to you and got you to want to be a part of this type of project?
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So it's a lot to answer on that one. First of all, Lloyd is a purist, and
Yes, he is.
and love him for that, because any questions or things that I have, I ask Lloyd, and he's got the answer like that. So he's not only a purist, he's our historian of the band. For sure.
Historian.
And I
I'm
always
a
thought I
Lloyd
was.
fan. I am a Lloyd fan. I love that man.
Yeah, well, we all are, and that's why we do it, man. He's up front for a reason. So, back to your question. I think I was around maybe 14, 15 years old, and maybe a little older than that. And that's when Games Without Frontiers was hitting the radio, Turn It On Again, the stuff that everyone heard, Salisbury Hill.
Yeah.
So I knew that about Genesis just off the radio play. Misunderstanding, all those songs from back then. So it's even just prior to the 80s, I guess. But then somewhere along the way I heard the album Seconds Out
Yes.
without knowing any of the old stuff. And Seconds Out for me, and we've talked about this in other interviews, that's my jump on point. Something about hearing those songs on that live album just got to me. That's all I can say.
It's such a good album, man.
Yeah, and for some reason, not to be long-winded here, but because of that album, that band got under my skin, and all I wanted to do was hear more and more. So from that middle point, that's what I call the middle point, I got all the albums prior and everything caught up to that point in time. So I'm a fan of basically all eras of Genesis. I love it all.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
always
what
have.
about- now? So is the bass your only? I see a keyboard, but is the bass your main instrument?
I've been playing bass since I'm around 16 or 17 years old, maybe a little earlier than that. But I'm actually a drummer. I started out like 6 years old playing drums.
No, the bass and the drums go together, man.
Yeah.
Like an Oreo cookie.
So
That cream in the middle.
I was one of those guys that was obsessed with Phil Collins drumming. So I spent
Oh my God, yes.
countless hours in the basement wearing headphones as a kid. And for many years, playing along to just about everything Genesis. So it's weird. I play bass in a Genesis tribute band, but musically, I always think like a drummer. It's just it's my DNA, you know.
That's probably what makes you such a damn good bass player. Because we were saying
thank
that
you.
you're superb. You're like straight on, man. We've had bass players come in here and play the tracks and not even do a good job.
Yeah.
Too.
Hey, look.
Wow.
You know, you've seen us before, Ray, and thanks again for having us back. We're looking forward to Saturday, of course. But it's a labor of love, man. If you don't really love this stuff, it's hard to get into it and play it correctly and play it with the feel. You know, that's our thing. We want to keep true to the music. No one's going to sound exactly like Genesis, and you know, there's lots of great tribute bands out there. But Lloyd will be the first one to admit he'll never be exactly Peter Gabriel, and I'll never be Mike Rutherford. It's just not my thing. But loving the parts, loving the music, you do your best, and we've been lucky so far. What is it? It's almost 10 years now, right, Lloyd?
I was going to ask you that. How, 10 years? 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 9 3/4. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, I know. And it's like funny. I can tell you a funny story. When we first started playing together, remember how funny it was? We couldn't even get through one full song, but we were so giddy. Like we'd play a part of a song, and we'd be like little school kids. Like, laughing.
You know.
Oh my God, we almost got through Watchers of the Sky, you know?
Right.
And
that's awesome.
it's funny how
It's great.
And then you get to a point where like, well, on a side note, sometimes we try a new song without practicing it. We've actually didn't have time to rehearse it, but we came up with it. But everyone does their homework, and boom, we just do it. And it's like, we're getting better at that.
Yeah. Ray, it's interesting. I can admit, and a lot of people think we are absolutely insane, but we are one of those bands that don't really rehearse together very often. If we learn a new song and we really need to be face to face, but we do our homework individually because we do album versions. We learn our parts off the albums in album key. And we get to the point where we talk about it and we get to a gig. And quite often we've done new songs for the first time live at shows. And
that's actually really cool.
It's insanity is what it is, but it works for us somehow.
Well, that speaks to the musicianship of you guys.
Absolutely,
talking about.
absolutely.
You know, not everyone can do that or can tolerate even doing
There's most musicians and most bands, serious bands, will tell you got to be out of your mind not to rehearse prior to shows. I don't know.
But when you're top-notch musicians like this band is, and I've said it before, the band. I mean, Lloyd out front is just the icing on the cake, you know, that cherry on top. But the band,
is the show.
You guys are just such great musicians. We mentioned them earlier. We have a Pink Floyd tribute that comes in, Brain Damage, and they're the same way. The musicianship is just so spectacular, and you've got to have a place like this that allows bands like you to really play on this huge stage and show your talents and show the world what you really have.
Right.
Because again, like you said, you're not Rutherford, you know, you're not Gabriel, but damn, you're goddamn good at what you do, man. And everyone deserves to see that.
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah.
And we appreciate you. But now on that, there are bands that play here that we're like, man, they need to fucking practice. Holy shit, they need to practice.
Well, you got a good ear. You have awesome bands there. Yeah, no, it's true.
Knowing you're a drummer, that just goes to showcase why the timing is so the perfection in your music comes from that timing as well. You know, and that's one of the things like when you guys play, you're on. You're on. Like Steve and I are musicians as well. You know, we're doing lights and video for you guys. And you know, we know music and we'll look at each other and go, ooh, that was a little off. You know, we do it with bands all the time. I don't think we ever did it with these guys, man.
No,
You
not
guys
once.
again,
Look, give us
like
give us a
Break Dance.
chance.
Well,
I don't fuck it up this time.
if we have a clam here and there, we kick ourselves. But, especially Mike and I, we record them as everything we do, like our shows, and then we listen to it way back and we analyze. So that's what we're
Yeah.
very critical of what we do. And then you have to like kick yourself. That was not so good. But then
Right.
half the time the audience notice, like you worry about it, and then they're like, they didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Ray
they'll-
and Steve noticed.
Yeah.
Oh, they
We
noticed.
But you know what it is
Right.
too. But you got to remember, we see 2 concerts a week every week.
Mhm.
For an entire year. Plus our
Sometimes more.
upstairs music. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes
Right.
more. But so for us, it's a little different. But I love that about live music is
Mhm.
sometimes the mistakes and things are kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's part of live music. It
Mhm.
shouldn't be
Right.
perfect to the album.
Yeah.
When it's perfect to
Mhm.
the album, people are like, "All right, where's the tracks?"
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, it's crazy because you're the only 2 bands. We have a lot of great bands here and a lot of great musicians, but
Absolutely.
musically sound, you guys and the Pink Floyd band are the ones that are musically, to me, the best musically when it comes down to saying these are 2
Wow.
great freaking bands.
Mhm.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Brain
That's
Damage
great.
guys came in. They played with the Wizard of Oz. They played the Dark Side of the Moon. The Wizard of Oz. They played the album 2.5 times through, along with the movie. And I'm going to tell you, people even said, "Come on, they weren't really playing, were they?"
Wow, that's
Dude,
great.
They were that good. They were so good that we realized the 2 mistakes they made. And after the show, I went up to him. Well, one was evident. He hit the wrong button.
Right.
And,
Yeah, that one was easy.
that was easy. Then the other one, they were off time for a brief second. Then I walked up to Walt, the keyboardist, and love Walt with every inch of my soul. And he looks at me and goes, "Yeah." I said, "You fucked up twice." He goes, "Yeah, yeah." I said, "Yeah." Like twice. Dude,
Yeah.
they played
Wow.
the album 2.5
amazing.
times to perfection.
It's a lot of
Damn,
notes.
Think about that. Think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
That's
again,
amazing.
I put you guys right on that level of musicianship. Awaken is another band that we have.
Awaken's great. too,
Another amazing musicians,
Right.
just
Yeah.
simply amazing musicians. So
Yeah, we
thank
know we
you.
know of that band. Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
phenomenal.
I'll say it again, man,
Coming
and
back on
I
March
really
9th.
appreciate
When are they
all
back,
those.
Case?
March 9th.
March 9th,
March
they're
9th.
back. Awaken's back on March
Oh, good.
9th.
Very
Again,
good.
you're why we do what we do here, and you help us not only give people great music, but have great musicians on the stage. And I hope you understand how much we appreciate you
I
guys.
absolutely
we really do.
do. And
Yeah.
by the way, I mean, believe me, for the work that we put into it, and you don't want to disappoint fans. Genesis fans are very meticulous. Oh my
Yes.
God, they know.
That's true.
But going back to what you said about mistakes, 2 things. One, maybe the recipe or the magic to us being 10 years deep on this now. One, I got to point to Lloyd, first of all right? Because if it wasn't for Lloyd and the way he commands a crowd and does the job and comes across as the magic of the music is the way I put it.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for Lloyd, if he just stood there and
Right.
stiff as a board and just
They
sang,
like read a laptop,
Mhm.
yeah, reading
Yeah.
I
reading
don't
off an
have
iPad,
an iPod
exactly.
on stage. iPod.
Me and Lloyd, and he may have already told you this. I know I couldn't hear the audio too well earlier, but when we first started the band, he said, "Look, I don't want to go out and just sing songs like we're a cover band." He goes, "I want to have some kind of nod to Peter Gabriel and the costumes and everything," because Lloyd's very theatrical, and that's what they're known for. So
Yep.
blending that all together, it definitely helps us. But as good as we may play or any other bands, I got to point to you guys, because if the mix, and we pick theaters and venues that we play that I know is going to have good production exactly for that reason. If the mix isn't on and you guys don't know what you're doing, and the sound man's just sitting there reading the paper and the guitar's too loud for the whole show,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we might as well just pack it up and go home, because the fans are going to walk away going, they didn't sound good. We may have been playing well, but the mix threw them off.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot. Believe me, we play some places, in a couple of places I don't want to mention, we just don't want to go back to, because we played there twice and the audio was absolutely horrible. And that doesn't
Yeah,
do anybody any good. So you
we've
guys
had-
do an awesome job.
We've
Thank
had a couple bands that we wanted to bring in and stuff that have played other places, and people literally would go on our Facebook and say, "Oh, they suck." And I think I've said this 100 times in this show.
Mhm.
It's not the bands. It's not the bands. Give the bands a chance somewhere else, because it's bad production, And
Absolutely.
I'm very humbled by Brian.
Yeah.
Brian is the guitar player for Candlebox. He was also here with What did you say? People are saying some good things about our sound guy. It's coming up on our thing there. But Bob is an amazing sound guy. But so we had Octane come in. If you guys are familiar with Octane,
I
they're a
am,
big band
absolutely.
in the area. They came in, sold out the place. Bob did their sound, and I told them when they came in, I said, just let us do our thing. You do your thing. I want to bring my sound guy. I want to bring this. I want to bring that. And every time somebody brings the sound guy, these national acts, it's so muddy because they don't understand the room. And what I love about Bob is you look over and you watch Bob. He knows the song, and he's literally adjusting. He knows there's a guitar solo coming up, so I'm going to play with that. I'm going to bring that up a little bit like it should come alive. Bob is amazing, and people. And that's why I try to tell people, you don't understand. We have one of the top-notch sound guys here, and you sound phenomenal. You're not as good on the lights and video, but the sound.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, we've played over the years some venues that we just couldn't wait to get on the stage. You try out. I book all the shows. And I don't know. You may know that. So I try really hard to get us some nice places. There's a lot of competition out there, but sometimes I'm really eager to get to certain venues, and we can't wait to play. And then we finish the show and we go, you know what? There was a 22-year-old, not to be insulting, but 22-year-old kid right out of college, audio guy who mixes everything like Metallica.
Right.
That's the unfortunate reality of it. And if you don't have the warmth and the sound that we need, just go home. And that's why we always look forward to coming back to Landis.
And it's even with things like the lights in the video, we pride ourselves on sitting down, kind of watching old stuff, watching old video. Genesis makes it really easy because they were kind of pioneers in this world.
Yes.
But, so we actually have something to look back on like a lot of these bands, but we can, look back and we do stuff in the style of what they were doing. That's kind of our homage to the album. Bob, he does a great job at really listening to everything. He kind of knows all of the music that we have come through here, but his whole thing is kind of like you guys. He wants it to be that album quality. He wants it to sound like the album. It doesn't have to be a live version, anything like that. And that's what I think really comes through here with him is he's really that meticulous about it and actually goes in, he sets reverbs for every single song, delays for every song, stuff like that. And every single song sounds like it's mixed different because it is. And, he's not one of those guys, like you said, that sits there and reads the paper or sits on his phone all night. He's actively doing stuff.
Right.
And
he's
like
a studio. He's a studio guy, too. So he has his own studio. So he mixes in the studio. So he understands the nuances of every instrument and how to bring them together.
I'm a producer, history with recording studios. I've done a lot of live production. So I really am tuned in with good setup, good sound. And Lloyd, me and Lloyd have talked about this a lot. Every time we play Landis, what about the stage sound, right? You always tell me how, right?
Yeah.
Stage mixes everything for us.
Yeah.
I like behind the screen. It looks like a Borg spaceship from Star Trek. What is that thing?
You are in for a good
You are in for a
time,
treat.
Lloyd.
So last year when you played here, you played with the brand new screen.
Correct. Yes.
This year we have a new surprise, and you were the first band to play with it. So
once again, every time you come back, we do something different.
We have done something a little
now wait a minute.
different this time.
This is not planned because part of my number one, number two that I didn't even get to number two was we always enjoy coming back to Landis because each time has been better and better. So I didn't get a chance to say it. So wait a minute, you don't have to say it obviously, but whatever surprise, I'm sure it's going to be incredible.
And
we look forward to it.
Steve and I pride ourselves with lights and sound and video with is as long as you guys do your job, Bob does his job. We don't want. It's like we'll go back. Steve Desco is coming. Steve's a good friend of ours. He brings his Ozzy tribute in, his Dio tributes, and all them. And what we try to do, and we do it with you guys too, is we have a couple videos that are yours that work good with some of your music. But for the rest of it, I live mix. So what I try to do is create a different show every time you're here. And that's the problem sometimes is people go to these shows and, a band puts up a banner and they play the music and, all right, well, I've seen them, or they go to another place that doesn't have what we have and it doesn't sound good. You could just go on Facebook and listen to a video that's been taped on someone's phone from this theater and watch it and then do the same band that's played elsewhere. And the sound alone, you're like, holy crap, what a difference.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly me. That's what I do.
Yeah. And Bob knows that, the sound's different here. Once people get in and the house fills out, you're bouncing off of different things. Now you're bouncing off of bodies. And he takes maybe a song to get it adjusted. And then, bam, you're right on again. On again. So we
Lloyd,
appreciate that.
yeah, absolutely. Lloyd, I was talking about monitor mix before when I said, how about quality of production? So Landis being one of the better monitor
The best,
mixes
yeah.
that we've
Yeah, like, I don't-
experienced, for sure.
I'm old fashioned. I don't wear an earpiece like
Yeah.
a lot of singers do now.
Yeah, he
I like
moves
the old
around.
fashioned of like, I don't know. I just like the feeling of like everything coming into you and your mouth,
Getting
the
the
sounds in
Yes.
your mouth
Yes.
going back out. Like
Feel the
I like
room.
the acoustic of it, and yeah, the monitors are when you walk in and see those wedges, you're like, you're good to go. You know.
And
Yeah,
those wedges
absolutely.
were pretty much hand built by our late sound guy. Yeah, Joe,
Absolutely.
Joe kind of built those by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
try to keep them alive and keep them going as long as we can. And I appreciate you guys appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And not out to him for sure, man, because we
Yeah.
got to work with him twice. And yeah, we still remember him well.
That
I-
means a
I-
lot. That means
We've
a lot.
had times I've had a monitor mix. It sounds like I'm singing through a Victrola.
Right.
Exactly.
right. Right.
22.
And that's what I was.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was hitting on
It's
earlier
cool.
when I brought up Brian from Candleboxes. He said the same thing. The guy's been touring with Candlebox for 10 years, and he came up to Steve and I at the after party, and he said, "Man, he said it's the best production I've ever been a part of in my entire
Nice.
career."
That's great.
And I was like, "Holy shit, man! This guy has played
That's it.
stadiums.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's he and Octane. You know,
Mhm.
this guy's been playing for a long time. Has
Wow.
some amazing bands, amazing musician, and it humbled us to the point where we're
Yeah.
like, holy shit, man, maybe we are doing something right, you
Mhm.
know?
Well, I like that
Bands
you said like you want yours a different experience because like you're putting into the show like we do. Like you said, the band
Yeah.
does their bit, and you
Yep.
want that. You're not just going, let's just like you said, read the paper and not pay attention.
Yeah.
Or something like you said, some places make a cookie cutter. Like every band has the same mix.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
if it's like a metal place, they want everyone to sound like a metal band. Or
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Well, that's the nice
Fantastic.
thing about me doing, I do everything live for the lights, and it's just, it's
Keep that
impossible
up.
to have the same one every single time.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what I did last time for you guys. So
That's
One of our-
great.
I just have to real quick. One
Yeah.
of our biggest supporters here, a guy who comes to all our shows, William, he's asking, do you guys do fly in the windshield?
oh,
All right.
geez.
That's got to be Bert, if that's his name. Is that who
Yeah.
was asking?
Yep.
Okay, because my phone's very small. Okay, so I know he's a fan. And hello to Bert if you're still watching.
He's watching.
I was going to bring up this time is going to be a very different show. I don't know if you talked about it yet, but we're planning to do the first set is all from the Lamb Lies Down album.
Yes.
Okay, and then we're going to come back for a second set of all Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Plus a couple of surprises.
Yeah,
So,
he did say surprises.
Yes. So
Yes.
I can just say now, because I know Bert has asked again. I think he sent me a message, and I'm sorry I haven't answered. But if we're going to do a Lamb set, how can we not play Fly on the Windshield? So
Yeah.
Hell
Bert,
yeah.
I
You
don't
will
want to.
ab-
Yeah, I don't
you'll
want to give it
absolutely
away. I was
hear
going to say. I can't say we're going to do it, but I can't say we're not going to do it.
That's only because
I
there's
can
not
neither
much singing
confirm
in
nor
it.
deny.
Make sure you get that. Make sure you get that set
And-
list out to us soon, though, so we can have that as well, so we know what's going on. Too.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, thanks for inviting us to this. I mean, this is
course.
It's
so
fun.
great. You know,
Oh,
it's right after the
absolutely.
holidays, and everyone's still trying to detox and get themselves back to normal
Yeah.
and get some
I-
sleep.
And it's for a venue, and we have a restaurant and bar next door. It's a very slow period for us, through
Yeah.
the holidays. So you're kind of like we had Crystal Gale here, we had Debbie Gibson here, so we had a couple big shows. Of course, Octane sellout,
Mhm.
but then you filter in a couple little shows here and there for Christmas. But it's slow, it's a slow time, and this economy we're in right now is kind of tough. It's hard for people right now, and just running a restaurant. The people are like, why are French fries $900? You're like, well, because that's how much
Yeah.
fucking French fries
They're
cost.
coated in gold.
Yes. No, they are coated in gold. They're not even real potatoes anymore.
You just can't see
They're
it.
Right.
just dirt.
$20 per fry.
Yeah.
$20 dirt. Yeah,
Hey Ray,
but,
let me mention the other guys in the band because
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Please
it's
do.
great that you have us and we all live apart from each other. We're not all in the same town, so I would have had some others on if I was able. But Paul, our drummer,
Mhm.
okay, original founding member with me and Lloyd. Know Paul many years. I mentioned earlier that I'm a drummer, right? And I grew up fanatical, and
Mhm.
I have very rarely, if ever, had to or felt the need to even talk to Paul about, hey, in this part of the song, maybe you should. He's got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to give some credit to the abilities of the guys in the band to take on these parts and do the music correctly. And our keyboard player, Michael Laborno, oh my
Oh,
God,
he's great. He's
oh
phenomenal. He
my
really
God.
is phenomenal.
So
yeah.
if you have to peel everything back for Genesis, I mean, Gabriel, of course, is the voice and the soul of what's going on. But musically, the keyboards are what makes the band. I mean, I always thought about it that way. It's a keyboard band.
It's a very heavy keyboard.
Absolutely.
Just incredible.
Yeah.
And he is just amazing. We
And
still
then
call him Sal on guitar. Yeah.
Oh,
Sal
he
doing the
loves-
Hackett parts, of course.
Exactly.
You know,
I mean, Hackett is no hack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Sal
Right.
pulls it off, man. He pulls
Right.
it off well. Like I
It
said,
has a great style doing it.
yeah, and you
I-
guys.
I
That's
do
what I
love
said. You
how
guys
he is,
gel
yeah.
so well as a band, and to sit here and know again that how many bands come out here that were like, man, they're a good band, but they need practice, and to
Mhm.
know you don't practice and you're this
Yeah.
good. Maybe that's
Yeah,
their
I
problem.
mean,
They're practicing too
Too
much.
much.
let's talk about it for a second, because I kind of take pride in that a little bit. And here's why. Yeah, we're 10 years doing this. We play all over the place, but we don't play that much. And that's by design.
Yes.
We do 12 to maybe 16, 18 shows a year. That's it. And the reason for that is very simple. We're all a little bit older. We all have full careers. We all have families. We don't get sick of each other. We look forward to the hang, right? That's a big
Yeah.
part of what we
Yep.
do. And we don't play back to back so much that we're like, I felt like I just did this 15 hours ago or 12 hours ago.
Right.
We look forward to the next time. You know?
Mhm.
So there's kind of a design within the band or unwritten agreement that will only play so much just for that reason.
Although
You know.
I wouldn't mind playing 6 days a
Oh,
week. It'd be fine.
Lloyd would do.
I could do this all night long.
Remember, Lloyd, we used to do doubles. We used to do some road trips and do doubles, which was like,
back-to-back nights. I just love it. I mean,
yeah. Lloyd's like, I'm ready.
And then like the second night, you're like, I don't remember you doing it because you're so in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're warmed up for the night before, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
difference I think with you though is you become this character where they still stay a band. You know, he's a bass player. I mean, you don't have much character in that. He's just a damn good bass player. Where you have to create this. Oh, there you are,
What?
brother.
What?
There he is.
What?
There's a great picture. There's a
My
great
mugshot. Wow. was that Landis, right? That was a Landis pick? Looked
Yeah,
like
was
it.
that last year, Case?
I think this was
Yeah,
2
there's a
years
logo
ago,
on it.
and I was. Oh yeah, last year.
There's my
Creeping
team.
side
Wow.
stage.
Oh yeah, look at your setup
Mhm.
there. How gorgeous, man! I'm telling you, to anyone watching right now and listening, and you're hearing two amazing musicians. This is a show unlike a lot of shows. You got to come see them. CT has never seen you guys before,
Oh,
and I
hope
think
you like it.
I think it's going to give you. You are going to walk out going, "What the hell did I just see?"
Mhm.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
It's true.
because you don't realize you're going to get such a good show. You know what I mean? Because let's just be honest. A lot of people were more into the later Genesis and the
Yes.
later Gabriel, not the
Right.
earlier stuff.
Right.
And like
Right.
you said, you know, that live album opened me up to Genesis and made me start going, man, I got to hear this Lamb. I got to hear these albums.
Exactly.
And then all of
Yep.
a sudden you're like, holy shit, this band was really good. And again, nothing to you know. To the Phil Collins era of Genesis, you know, but my uncle toured with Abacab, you know, the Abacab tour. I mean, Abacab, you know, I remember that JFK Stadium, you know, sitting there all night long, you know, it was
Okay,
a
Ray.
big birthday party. But
Mm,
I what do you got?
I'll show you my prized possession since you mentioned that.
Oh,
Let me see. I want to get it right. Can you see this?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Seconds out,
Okay.
baby.
Can you see that though? I don't know if you can
Oh
see it.
yeah.
Oh
That's-
yeah.
Steve Hackett. All right.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And then below, I guess you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
And again,
Oh,
Steve
my
Hackett.
Oh wow.
Dude,
And
that's
this-
gorgeous.
This here, I don't know. I'll try to get it so you can see it well. Let me bring it to the light. It's a drumstick, obviously. Can you read that?
Is that Peter on there? Or I mean Phil.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh,
we
wow.
can't see it. You're showing me the butt end of it.
I'm trying to see where it's one of his sticks. I don't know if you
Oh,
can
it's
see.
Oh wow.
Now, was that from a Genesis tour or from one of his?
No, this is a solo stick from when Phil Collins played 2 sold-out nights at Radio City with the No Jacket Required tour.
Oh, I saw that tour. That was a phenomenal tour.
And I got
Yeah,
that
great
got
tour.
handed to me
showing up
from his drum roadie right after the show. So it came right out of his stick bag.
Wow.
Brand new
wow.
stick.
Wow.
One.
Those are my
Yeah.
only treasures.
What
So
was what was the name of the drummer that played with him? the
Chester Thompson.
Chester.
Yes.
Oh man. So
Fantastic.
they played. I don't remember what year it was. I'm going to say it was probably. I'm going to say 82, 83. JFK Stadium. Abacab, Robert Hazard opened up. There was a bunch of other bands there, and then the two of them get on the drums. When they play drum to drum, to me it blew me away. And then after the show, it was really quick because we were there. I was kind of backstage for the whole show. And after the show, there was an issue with something that was. Now I didn't see it during the show,
Right.
but they left the drum sets up, and the two of them went back and forth. And then they just started playing. And again, it was Robert Hazard's birthday. So we were having a birthday party and all this stuff. And you had Chester and you had Phil Collins on drums. All of us sitting there watching it. And they would stop and he would go, no, he goes, let's try it this way. And all of a sudden they would start going together. And they were impeccable.
Yeah.
Their timing was impeccable. And he goes, let's go around the toms. He goes, let's go back again. And then he goes, now that's how we're going to do it tomorrow night. I'm like, holy shit. They literally were tearing down everything, but he said, leave the drums. We got to rehearse. There's some things he didn't care for. I think it was the first show of the tour at JFK Stadium. But it was a phenomenal show. But that was kind of my entrance into Genesis was that Abacab album, as a kid. And then that's when I started finding, you're like, well, I'm going to go buy some more Genesis albums. And all of a sudden, you buy Lamb, you're like, wait a minute, this ain't the same this ain't the same band, but holy shit, this is good too. It's almost like a whole different sound, I mean, and Abacab was an 80s album. It had all those 80s songs on it. But I love Phil Collins. I really do. It's a shame, where he is in life right now.
Absolutely.
It's
well,
a
Lloyd
shame.
and I went to their last show.
Oh, did you?
Not the last
We
show.
were
went-
the last one in Long Island.
Yeah,
Because
we saw that too. We had to. At the last minute, we were like, let's go. We got to go to this.
Yeah.
And we got
And
tickets.
Nick Collins
It was great.
Like, I thought his drumming sounds like Phil. His DNA
Really?
Oh,
is-
wow.
I mean,
Man.
Chester Thompson's obviously brilliant.
Oh,
but I
he's
thought He
amazing.
sounded even more like Phil than Chester.
Really?
The way he's a serious musician, and you can watch him. He does these I watched this one drum clinic thing he's doing. He's explaining all like Nick Collins it is, and he's explaining all the parts he played. He's just a lover of music. He's not just like a guy who's like, oh, my father's Phil Collins. He really is very appreciative of what he does, and he's super talented.
Had a great teacher, man.
Yeah.
Had a great
Yeah,
teacher.
and he's
Yes.
the one who went to the prog. Like he's
Yes.
the one who's pushing them to do more of the prog stuff on the last tour.
Right.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I've seen them live a number of times over the years. All
Yeah.
great tours, right? Always with Chester, and then they do the drum duet like Ray was just talking about.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
But
much fun to watch, man. It's so
This
much fun to
last tour, absolutely. This last tour with just his son on drums, uncluttered everything, and it sounded more like the album versions than I've ever heard in my life because his son really has his DNA. He plays like him.
Yeah.
He really did a fantastic
that's
job.
awesome.
Yeah,
That
it was
is
a bit
fantastic.
emotional too, because you're not,
No,
you're not going to see him anymore after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Lloyd, when did you? We were talking about Seconds Out, but you came on with earlier stuff.
Well,
right?
I came on. Well, it's funny to say that. Like, I knew of Genesis, and I wasn't impressed. Like when I've heard, because I probably the first I saw MTV, and I see like Illegal Alien, and
Yes.
and I was just like, well, all right, yeah, not doing anything for me. And then a friend of mine said, hey, do you know Peter Gabriel used to be the singer? And I'm like, oh, really? And it got my head. And remember in the old days, us old timers, remember they used to have the cutout tapes? Remember, like, there'd be cassettes with a little cut in them?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
$2.99?
Yep.
The cutouts. So I saw a bunch of bands I'd never heard of, and then I saw Foxtrot. The one with on the cover with the fox head, the red dress.
Yes. Yep.
Which Gabriel started doing live. Well, I bought that and I was like, all right, let me give it a shot. And I put it on, and then I heard the intro to Watchers, like that Mellotron. And the minute Gabriel's voice came in, I was like, this is it. This is my band. I was obsessed with them. Then I got all the early ones, and then I was like, all right, I'm not gonna go past Trick of the Tail. Then I heard Wind and Weather, and that was brilliant. And I go, okay. And then there were three, and now I'm out of here. I'm done with it, And then I got Duke, because Duke is brilliant. But then
Duke is such a good album, man.
I have to admit, I kind of stopped at Duke. It's like I love it.
It's one of my top three right there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a great album.
Duke's definitely up there.
Absolutely. I mean, Genesis is the best intros. Every album, their first song on the record, I don't know how they do it. Every album has the perfect intro album song. Yeah.
Well, Phil Collins to me always had, he had his voice, and he was Phil Collins, and I always felt like Phil Collins was a poppier person. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where Peter Gabriel had this like his voice to me has almost like a haunting beauty to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
And particularly on the Lamb
yeah.
album.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's just like this. I don't know where it comes from in him, but it doesn't sound like it. Like I said, it almost comes from this weird place. You know, it's not the diaphragm. It's not. It's just like, and when he, oh man, like we were talking about Biko earlier too. When he does that song, dude, I can cry to that song. It
Yeah,
is
Lloyd.
such
Do you
it's
think,
such
Lloyd?
a powerful song.
Chills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a
Chills to that.
powerful song.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where and that's why I said, Lloyd, you give me. I even asked you if you remember a couple years ago if you could do more Peter Gabriel, even a Peter Gabriel show.
Yeah, I think that you might have got into our heads. You were the one who said that.
I love because
well,
you give me that same haunting beauty, if that makes sense, in the voice of Peter.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's interesting you say that because Peter went from like again, Genesis is more like mythology and more
Yes.
fantasy and sci-fi, and then he went solo. Then he had this early like new wave kind of stuff. Then he found like so went on, it became more like world music and more. It did something bigger. It started getting like he went like it's amazing how he found this different worlds. That is you're right. It's like this very otherworldly thing that is, and even though it sounds like it's almost like soul mixed in there somehow.
Yes, yes, that's what I mean. There's
a world music. He kind of, in some ways, almost I don't want to say invented world music, but he's the one who kind of almost coined that phrase. You know, with the
he
big
did
that thing in the '80s. And,
I agree. Yep,
he's the first one to start thinking, and then everyone started, you know, kind of incorporating that, like Sting and Paul Simon started putting like African musicians in, and which is brilliant. You know,
when you do Red Rain, you bring me back to a Peter Gabriel concert.
Yes,
you truly hit it in a way that brings me back to seeing Peter Gabriel live.
Yeah,
and I mean that as a total compliment, Lloyd.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's just one of those. It's another one of those hauntingly beautiful songs. You know.
And I think when you talk about the difference between Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins' voice, is Peter Gabriel, as great as singers, there's something almost vulnerable about it. It sounds like he's going to like crack, or he's out of breath, he's raspy, he's hoarse. There's something amazing that he always makes the mark. Like that's kind of what I study. It's like you have your voice pitched like that. Like it almost sounds like are you running out of air or something? No, you're just that's how you sing. Where Phil Collins is so effortless. You know, like if you listen to like live on like In the Cage with Gabriel, he's putting his all into it. And then you listen to Phil, he's not even trying. Like the way he sings, it's so
it's effortless.
Rhythmic,
it's effortless.
And they're both brilliant. Like they're so good. Like, what's the chances that a singer quits a band and then the guy in the back is just as good as a singer?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true. That's true. That's true. But when Gabriel came out, and you know, we all know the history. If you're a fan of Peter Gabriel, you know what he went through in his life. You know, suicidal, you know, things and stuff. I mean, he was a very depressed person, you know, during his life. And to see somebody come through with what's the song, the one song that he does, the one that took him out of his suicide. It's like oh God, I can't remember the name of the song right now.
Is it from?
It's the one where everybody knows who you are. Everybody's oh man, I can't remember.
Lay your hands on me.
No, with the girl.
Mercy Street?
I can't think of the girl he sings it with. It's a duet.
Oh, Mercy Street.
Mercy Street could
Mercy
be it.
Street? Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Yep.
Don't Give Up has been a song that has helped so many people get through some of the hardest times in their life. And again, it's his voice that brings the beauty of that song out. And anybody, if Phil Collins would have sang that song, it would never be the same song.
No, you're absolutely
It would
right.
never be the same. Who's he
Emotions
sing
in
that
the
with?
voice.
Yeah,
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush. That's
Absolutely.
right. That's
I love
who it is.
Kate.
Oh, and her voice with
amazing
his
song.
Yep.
When she says, when you can again, you get tears when she starts singing "Don't Give Up."
Yes.
And then you think about Peter Gabriel giving up. Literally, a man that honestly was giving up. And it's such a beautiful song. And again, another reason, Lloyd, why I love you so much. And you know, Mike, I love you too. I love the band, but you just give me that feeling of Peter, and it means a lot to somebody like me.
Yeah,
because his music has helped me through some tough times.
Yeah. So Ray, when we're performing, I mean, everyone's concentrating. We have to be, you know, invested in what we're doing. But there are times, certain songs where I can kind of relax the brain a bit and just enjoy the moment. And that's when I listen to Lloyd the most. And once in a while, he'll sing something. I'm not even looking at him, but he'll sing something. I'll go, whoa, okay, he nailed that. Because he just sounds like I'm hearing Peter Gabriel coming out of the monitors, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just used to him for so many years now. But every once in a while, he'll twist something a little different. And I know Lloyd listens for those inflections. You go for it sometimes. Instead of your natural voice, you're trying to do somewhat of a Peter Gabriel. But once in a while, he'll hit something. I'll go with perfect, love it, and that makes my night.
I think it's some lines you have to. There's certain it just comes, you know.
Yeah,
I know
we're playing one song. I'm not going to say which one. It's one of my favorite songs on the Lamb album. We'll be playing it on Saturday, and we haven't in quite a while, and I'm so looking forward to it.
Oh,
to me, it's one of my
wait.
favorites live.
I can't wait.
It's going to be great.
I'm looking forward. Well, again, one of my favorite albums and some stuff you haven't done, but I'm looking forward, to be honest with you, some of the Gabriel stuff you're going to do. Because, like I said, I had asked you before about that. As again, I'm like they're just again, I keep going back to him. And I know it sounds like I love the man. I just love who he is, and his politics were always a politics of beauty. You know, that song "Woman's Day." You know, the song he always gives a shit, not about the politics, but the people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about what this guy does or what that. It's about the actual people that politics are bothering and things are hurting. It's about them, not the people causing the problems. And that's what I loved about Peter. Love about. I act like he's gone.
Yeah.
But I love about Peter Gabriel. And again, man, I can't thank you guys enough for what you do and for allowing us to be one of those theaters that you bring your show to.
Oh man.
And I just really,
more than happy.
I want to fill this room so fucking bad, man, with people so they can experience what we experience every time we get to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. We thank you for the opportunity as always.
Yeah.
We mentioned Kate Bush. Last time we played, do you recall?
Yeah.
Lloyd's wife comes out and sings with us now. Yep. She does the duets with Lloyd.
Yes.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
That really helps out the Gabriel set.
We realize you need a female voice sometimes, like well, I don't want to give the songs away, but we have a couple it's nice to have,
It was fantastic last time.
Yeah. Sinead O'Connor or Paula Cole, whoever you want to be.
And now she was actually I nude.
Nude.
I didn't see her nude, but Sinead was a friend of mine as well, and losing her last year was painful. I knew her a little bit through.
Oh, you worked with her, really?
Wow. Well, I knew her through Landis Morissette. It's a long story, but I ended up meeting her and we became friends, and then she went through some seriously bad times, right? Especially in the end here in New Jersey, of all places.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I wish I could have seen her again prior to her demise, unfortunately. But again, another beautiful voice and another person that Peter Gabriel, gelled with so perfectly. Again, two amazing voices coming together. A hauntingly beautiful female voice,
He picks the perfect women to sing with, like Kate Bush.
Oh, without a doubt.
He's like, these voices are just like it's like air. It's like,
Yes.
It's absolutely.
And he's got this very husky kind of voice, and he has the perfect, when he's singing that low register, and then he's got the perfect woman voice over him, just
That's what makes the "Don't Give Up" song to me so beautiful, is because it's almost like she's an angel.
Yeah,
speaking to him in his darkest hours. Saying, "Look, don't give up." And he's like, "What am I supposed to do? Everything's coming down on me. What do I do?" And there's this beautiful voice of Kate Bush above him, and it's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
Oh, and another thing about Genesis. Sorry, I'm gonna cut, but
go ahead.
Here's an interesting fact: like a lot of these bands don't get along, like Pink Floyd. Today, all these bands, you're like, when's the reunion going to happen? They're not going to happen, right? Now, Genesis obviously will never have that coming. But if you read a really good book by Richard McPhail, I don't know if you're familiar with him. Richard McPhail was their friend from Charterhouse, who became their basically road manager. He became like their extra, like the sixth guy of the band, kind of. He's on the back of the Genesis live album. There's a photo of him with a top hat.
Okay,
he's in the photo.
I know the photo.
So he wrote a book a couple of years ago, and it's only on a British press. I got it on my Kindle. You can get it on a Kindle electronic copy. But what I loved, the one part he said was, he goes, people, and he talked about like Pink Floyd, like they don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
But Genesis still friends. Like whenever there's in some kind of family thing, Peter Gabriel, Tony Banks, they're mates. Like they've known each other since they were little kids.
Yeah.
Peter Gabriel and Tony Banks, that is, right? So that it's funny how they still get together for those things, but they'll never play together. Like they realize
Right.
they're such brothers that they can't be in a band together. So,
Yeah.
but when he left, so it wasn't like they're like, oh, we hate you and never talk to you again. So I think when I read that, I was like, that is so nice that like they're just, they're still mates. They're
Oh,
still
I want to
hanging
read
out.
that. You have to remind me when you come.
Yeah, it's,
give me the title of that because I would definitely like to read that.
Well, it's Richard McPhail. I'll get I got to think of the title of the book.
Yeah,
but,
that's
something with Genesis in the
read.
cover.
Huh.
And yeah, it's funny. Then he had like a book signing or something in London, and they were all there. Like everyone's there, and for some reason Nick Mason was there too. Not
we
Phil
should-
wasn't there that night. So they had another drummer.
We should try to stump Lloyd because I said earlier he's the historian. As you can see,
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
if there's someone out there that has a question that maybe Lloyd may or may not be able to answer, this might be fun.
Oh,
Well,
That's
it's
interesting
just-
trivia.
Yeah, maybe after Abacab, I might not know the trivia as well.
Now, Lloyd, are you the one that does? Because it's funny you guys pop up on my YouTube all the time. Are you the one that does all the documentaries on YouTube? There's a
Documentaries?
bunch that it literally. Well, maybe it's not you guys, but there's
No,
the
Genesis
YouTube channel
documentaries?
is called RAEL NYC, and I always thought it was you guys, but they
Oh,
did
no,
one
no,
on Killing
no.
England by the Pound. They did one on animals too, and they were really
Oh,
good.
yeah,
I
no,
actually thought it was
that's
you guys
great.
this whole time.
No,
Yeah.
we had to be careful with the name Rail because I mean that was our first pick when we joined the band. I think we were thinking of things that were already taken, and because we all of us really like the Lamb as the central point. That and Selling England by the Pound. Those are kind of like our two real main albums that we love. We picked Rail, but there was already a band in Europe called Rail.
No,
Right.
I think they're from Rio de Janeiro or something like that. I think they're from,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
So-
they're from like the 80s too. Or,
Well, that
90s.
doesn't count Rio de Janeiro.
Right. So
They're
that's why
gone.
we had to put the music of Genesis as part of the name,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, you know what?
which is actually
Casey-
now we're calling it a Peter Gabriel experience.
Yeah.
Which
Which
goes
I
back
love.
to Ray. This goes back
which
to
I
Ray.
love.
Lloyd,
Which I love.
Lloyd mentioned this earlier. Some time back, Ray, you talked about, hey, you guys should do some Peter Gabriel, more Peter Gabriel. And slowly but surely, that planted a seed in our heads. And
Well,
then,
I'm glad. I can't wait.
well, me and Lloyd drive to most of the gigs together, the road trips especially. And we'll put on Peter Gabriel and he'll sing along to it. So over time, I went, you know what? just got to start doing some Peter Gabriel. You sing it so great.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
And
Absolutely phenomenal.
again, kudos to you for planting that seed because
Yeah.
we're getting a hell of a lot
Oh,
more offers and really
I'm glad
nice
I did
venues.
because
Oh, cool.
It's more
you
of a
guys.
niche.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Casey's got. If you don't got before we lose you guys, we're gonna go through some clips of last time you're here, so people.
Oh, awesome.
Because this show runs throughout the week, and we boost it, and people watch it throughout the week, and I want them to get an idea of what they can see. So Casey's gonna run a few clips here. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
God, that's phenomenal.
So
That was,
good.
that was a
You
Phil
got-
Collins
you got-
song.
But she's got a few here. She's got a few she wants to play.
Like that one.
I think that was the first time you ever played here because we didn't have the projectors on the walls. We didn't have that was our old
And
screen.
the
Maybe.
first video I played was the last time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it
Oh,
was
okay.
backwards.
I mean
Yeah.
the lighting, just you know what I mean. When you're up there, you can
that
hear
back up.
the quality of,
Yeah.
of the music that's coming through. It sounds so good. It sounds.
Well, you
it looks
got
so
the pro front the arrays, you got the right subwoofers going on. I mean, you can hear the Taurus pedals even over the phone. I can hear it.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to get that energy out of the music. Hey, that clip with the cowbells, in case someone's looking at it, I was like, what the hell is that? That's not a Genesis song. That's an extended ending of Games Without Frontiers. There's
Yes.
a little drum solo, and Lloyd likes to go nuts on the
Cowbell
cowbell. So
solo. And
can't have
Sal-
enough cowbell.
Oh, God.
Oddly enough,
Yeah.
I actually had a
Fluffles
triangle
wants to be here.
solo in high school.
Fluffles.
I did have a triangle solo, so I've heard of
There you
Stranger
go.
Things. So
Yeah, there is a triangle that makes an appearance in our show more than once, I guess.
yeah,
Well,
that's
absolutely.
right.
I got one trivia question for you, Lloyd. So, where did Genesis get their original name? Like, where did Genesis come from?
Well, of course, from the Bible. And actually, the original name was the title of they were going to be called from Genesis. They were going to be Genesis Revelation, I believe. And then it was too long. But that was the name of their title of their album. But it definitely was, well, obviously the Bible. They were very,
The first
actually,
manager.
their
The
first
first
album
manager
is
gave him
actually-
that name.
Their first record from Genesis Revelation
Right.
is actually a concept. It's actually about the Bible.
Mhm.
It's a
Yes,
conceptual album.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they weren't even out of school yet. They were still like 17 years old. And
Back at
they got,
Charterhouse.
and
Yeah.
it's, yeah, and it's so funny that they recorded that like it just really quick in a couple weekends, and they just made this quick album. And it's so funny that like, and it's a kind of a forgotten album. You know the story behind it? They said people thought it didn't sell a lot. I think it might have sold like 2,000 copies or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Because people thought it was a religious album, and record stores didn't put it in the rock section; they put it in the Christian section.
Oh,
True.
yeah.
And it's a black cover. It's like the Spinal Tap cover.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, with
black.
that record wasn't released in the United States. You know what their first
Originally.
release in the United States was?
The
Not
U.S.
Trespass? Trespass, I thought.
Trespass was, and that's funny. Trespass the only record. So they were on London Decca Records, and then Trespass for some reasons on what label's that?
Trespass was their first
Atco?
release in the U.S.
Yeah, Trespass. But it was funny because it was on. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. But it was on a different label. And then
Atco is no. Chris, what was the first one you said?
well, they were on London Decca. That was like
Oh, then Chrysalis or Chris.
not Chrysalis. That was Steve Hackett was on that.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't think of it. I have a copy of it somewhere.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
that album's on one record, but it's very funny. But yeah, that was the first release. The first one didn't make it here to the States. you
Yeah,
know?
Trespass was their first release in the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great record. Trespass is brilliant.
Oh, it's a great. I have it. I have it. It's a fantastic.
I mean,
record.
the
I have a
opening
big
number
LP
is-
collection. So
I know, looking for someone. His
Sans
voice,
Phil
acapella,
Collins, though.
you know.
Mhm.
Without Phil. Right?
what was it?
and
Do
talk about-
you remember? Do you remember what was Phil Collins' first song that he ever sang with Jazz? What was his first song?
Oh, his first one he sang with them was For Absent Friends.
No
Was that the
Fool
first
or
one?
absent? No Fool Me or absent?
No, For Absent Friends on the next album, which was Nursery Crime.
Ah, okay.
So
Recorded then.
when him and Steve Hackett joined the bands, they were like, we're a writing band. We want everyone to be songwriters. So they kind of like made them like, hey guys, come up with a song. So Phil and Steve came up with that song, and they just kind of threw it on there. It's a nice little acoustic song.
Phil and Steve should have written more songs together.
I know, they also
put
wrote-
some
think so,
awesome
yeah.
stuff.
They also wrote Blood of the Rooftops
Yeah.
together. And I
Oh,
believe
They
really?
could have
I
had
think
their
they
own
also-
spin on it too.
Yeah.
And I think they also
I'm cheating over here. I'm looking for a couple more questions.
and they also wrote what's it called? From Trick of the Tail.
Oh, Entangled.
Entangled, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, love that.
Right.
one.
I
Is
gotta go
Entangled?
watch
Yes, Entangled. Yes.
For what was Brian Eno credited on a 1974 Genesis album for?
Lamb on Broadway.
Yes.
That's the year it was
Well,
recorded.
what was he credited for doing?
I
Eno.
believe is he on the Grand Parade of Lifeless Packaging? But I think he what is this, a keyboard? It was a
They have this down as enosification.
I like that. I
think
think
that's
educated.
yeah.
yeah, he was just there for a bit, and I guess they gave him credit for what his short time he had there.
Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good because again, I'm an album guy. All right, you
Okay.
ready? There's a game of which sport is being played on the artwork for Nursery Crime?
Cricket.
Cricket. That's right.
No.
It's cricket, right?
Cricket. No. Wait, hold on.
With the pole.
I played all the time.
Oh, polo.
Polo.
No.
No.
I
It's,
think it is
I thought
cricket.
it was cricket. I thought it was cricket.
Nope, it's close to
Mike,
cricket.
Croquet.
Wait, don't say that.
Croquet.
It's
Wait a minute.
croquet.
Okay.
Yeah, the one where you knock the ball through the little thing and you
Through
pop
the wickets.
the wickets to wicket out.
Oh,
Croquet.
so is that Cynthia on the album cover that you speak of
Cynthia.
all the time? Okay.
Is that?
All right, give me
We
some more
thought
trivia. My brain is a little
I
too
was
much
just trying to hammer
wine
you with
there.
some trivia real quick.
He did admirable.
You got anything else?
Yeah, I got quite a few.
CT's got
actually.
another one.
I should
hey,
have
look,
okay.
you told us to give him a shot. We're gonna throw.
We,
Lloyd to the-
Go for it.
What Genesis song introduces the characters Sweet Neil Sam and Liquid Len?
Oh, that's the Battle of Epping Forest.
He's good, man.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
here's
this
one
one's-
from Joe Morrison. It says, "What was I Know What I Like?" The song. What was the inspiration for the song "I Know What I Like"?
Well, it's a couple theories about it, but it's about gardening. It's about the gardener.
It's about gardening.
It's also actually it's kind of about like the help, like for wealthy, think of Downton Abbey and you have your help.
Yeah.
And they kind of know they could, if they want, they could take stuff. I know that I like in your wardrobe, meaning like they have access to that they'll never have because they're unfortunately not as wealthy. So so I know what I like in your wardrobe.
Nice. That was a good
If
question.
I
That was
want,
from-
I could take that.
That was from Joe Morrison. Joe Morrison, who I hope's making it out to the show this weekend.
That's
Joe's
what
one of our.
I think.
Joe comes to a lot of our shows here. He's wonderful. Him and his entire family are absolutely amazing people. Anything else, Joe? If you're there, did he answer your question properly? I don't know. That was one I wouldn't know the answer to.
That's a new one for me too. Never thought
Well,
of it.
that's I believe that's what I believe it's about because it's a funny thing because the album it's almost again a conceptual album. They talk a lot about class in England. So again, you have your gardeners, your other help. Like, hey, we know our way around here. If we need to
Exactly
take something to sell a few quid, if we have to.
Here's a good one. What Genesis album cover features the Betty Swansick painting "The Dream"?
Oh, Selling Them by the Pound,
There it is.
Yeah.
and that's got the gardener on it. See?
That's that's
Yes,
a great
yeah,
album
yeah.
cover. I love that
A
album
little
cover.
mower.
Love that album cover.
Fantastic album too.
You
I
need
love-
Genesis Jeopardy.
Genesis
Yeah,
Jeopardy with Lloyd.
Jeopardy.
He could be the Alex.
What is?
Yeah.
Show Alex.
Yeah, the only thing I don't know a lot about. My
Shocking.
brain has enough Genesis memory, enough room for that. Then I forget the other normal stuff of life.
Yeah, right. You get into all this stuff, and then it kind of just takes over, and there's no room for anything else.
And this is the sad part about us. Maybe sad or not, or we can't stop talking about. Like, we'll play a gig, we'll drive, to Buffalo, and we can't stop talking about it. We will analyze Genesis like on the way up, on the way down.
We're the same way after these shows. I'll tell you.
We're
what.
absolutely ridiculous. The nerd level.
We go into there's a couple shows every now and then where we're kind of dive into whatever we were listening to during the show, and we'll kind of this is one that we always go back to, and Genesis is one that we really start going down, and we're like, oh, that was this, and this happened. There's so much to it, and it's just a fantastic band.
So Joe says he was not a huge fan of the early years, but after this podcast, he's definitely coming to see the show.
Oh,
So
really?
there you go.
Yeah.
There you
Hey,
go.
you want to hear something cool? For me, this is cool anyway. So our initial reason for doing this is all of us in the band just love the music, and we've all done all kinds of different things over the years, different bands, professional stuff. And Paul toured Europe with the band. He was in Raging Slab, by the way. Ever hear the band Raging Slab?
No.
Okay, look into them. Paul was in them years ago.
I will.
They were all the shit for about 15 minutes or maybe an hour.
They're like they have a Gary Coleman's in one of their videos. They
They were an MTV. They were an
that's pretty
MTV
big.
band
He's
for
gonna
sure.
use
Yeah,
Oh,
especially back
shit.
then. Gary Coleman was he wasn't big, but
Ben.
he was big.
Yeah. No, they were an
Well,
MTV
unfortunately, I think
rotation.
when he was on his way out, it's more ironic. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't that funny? Gary Coleman's here.
Yeah, Paul got to play.
Unfortunately, he was almost like the jester of the video, but still.
Yeah, he toured. He played Radio City. He played a bunch of places with that band. But anyway, so we've all done different things in different levels. And when we all got together, we did it not because we want to go out necessarily, break the bank, make money, have this whole get on the bandwagon of tributes, because that's not what we were really necessarily into. We just do it for the music.
Yeah.
So early on, now we're talking about 10 years at this point, we were kind of getting hard times to really draw the crowd because, we were only doing the very early stuff. And there's already some bands that are out there that do that very well. So as the years went on, we were starting to find that predominantly guys would come to the show, just like Genesis had in the early days.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And once in a while, you see some females at the show, which is great, right? But now that we're adding the Gabriel stuff, now the wives come out and the girlfriends
girls
come
love
out.
Peter.
But here's the best part. We hear
Peter.
all the
Get
time
it?
now.
That was a
Well,
joke. The girls love Peter.
That's it.
Okay. Okay. Well, one for A. So the best part of it now is that we hear more often than not, and Lloyd, back me up on this, man, is people will come up to us, guys or girls, doesn't matter. And they'll say, I came to hear the Gable stuff, and I really didn't know the early Genesis stuff, but I loved what I heard. I'm going to go check it out and buy some albums.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or vice versa. Believe it or not, you would find it hard to believe that some people know the early Genesis stuff and they haven't heard any of the Peter Gabriel stuff, which I find hard to believe, but I've heard that a few times. Anyway, it kind of crosses over interests, and it's kind of like we're bringing that to the people, and people enjoy it, and they're keeping it alive as we are trying to keep it alive. So it all works out very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, that's what. Hello, Kitty.
Been invaded.
Fluffles.
Hello. Oh, that's a good kitty.
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding?
That's Fluffles
Cute.
Battlehammer.
Oh.
Wait, what's the cat's name?
Battle Hammer.
Well, my daughter at the time when she was like 6 or so gave the first name Fluffles, but I go, let me give the middle name, so it's Battlehammer.
Battlehammer.
Fluffles Battlehammer Gold.
That is awesome.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
It's a cow cat.
Yeah.
He's a cow cat, yes.
Definitely a cow cat.
Oh my goodness.
That is
Yeah.
that is adorable.
Sometimes he's a
Again,
seal cat. When he lays down, looks like a seal. Like a
Oh,
beach
Lord.
seal.
it's so funny. Just the picture you right now. You have a tail coming out of one ear and a head coming out the other.
Yeah.
It looks like a Gabriel
One of my new costumes.
costume there.
Looks like a typical day of Lloyd on stage right there. There you go.
Like something from the
What color was that
Sledgehammer
one
video.
from? Yeah.
Remember the
Yeah,
Sledgehammer
he's all
video?
over.
That's what it looked like. Sledgehammer.
Excellent.
Like,
Oh,
Hey, I
guys,
wanted to I wanted to just say hi to KC and thank him for playing those clips. That was really nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Desco said the girls love the battle hammer too.
yeah, everyone likes Battlehammer. It's the trick. You
Oh,
gotta
my
toughen up your name, the middle name,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
gets
A
me.
nice dwarvish name.
Yeah, that's
Don't get too excited. My middle name's Ray.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, that's a great name. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we
look,
couldn't
guys-
think of a better way to start the year than doing our first show of the year
Well,
at
we
Landis.
we
So
love you
thanks
guys.
again.
I think you know that now more than ever.
Yeah,
We briefly get to speak with you guys while you're here, but this was
Right.
actually a true joy and a treat to speak to the two of you.
Absolutely.
And again, Michael, I love you to death. I mean, you're just a phenomenal musician, and Lloyd, I thank you for what you do because you satisfy that Peter Gabriel need that's in me all the time when you come.
Well, thank you. We try.
So again, your show is this Saturday. It is January 6th. The doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. You're not going to want to miss this. When it says music of Genesis and Peter Gabriel, it is the experiencing
Mhm.
of. I love it. Again, I use that word tribute. I kind of throw it away sometimes with a lot of bands that come here because it's more of an experience. And again, with some of the new stuff that we're going to unveil on Saturday here in the venue itself, I think it's going to be kind of cool for you. There it is.
That is sick. Yeah.
The rail pick, baby.
Where we go? Hang on.
The rail pick.
Yes.
I'll,
Now,
I'll
does
bring
that
it-
have do you have your name on the back of those?
No, just the.
Oh,
just
you got to
the
get your
logo.
signature on the back, baby.
Yeah, I'll bring extras for you.
Oh, thank you. We'll
Steve,
put them up
that's-
behind us.
Hey Lloyd, just so you know, we just got a comment from Steve Desco. He said Lloyd is a Genesis genius,
Oh,
and
thank
you are, my friend. You are.
Absolutely.
You are.
Geniuses.
Genius. Genesis. You're a Genesis. You're a Genesis.
It's the geniuses.
Uh-oh. Lloyd wants to bring something out. What are you bringing out, or was that food?
Well, I thought maybe a little surprise here. Let's see what we got.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what.
Sounds like a costume.
Should I put something on? Yeah. Why
Yeah.
This is his lunch.
don't we just have a little fun?
Oh,
here?
Yeah, there
Yes,
it is.
there you go.
There it is.
We'll just hang out like this.
That is awesome.
The normal
That is
day.
I
awesome.
like that the
Really?
disco ball hits
Yeah, the
it.
disco balls love it.
Yeah, this is my disco ball. This is my COVID disco ball.
Disco Biscuits
We
Genesis.
did a lot of videos from COVID.
That is
Home
awesome. I'm
streams.
surprised the catlets that live there.
Yeah,
Good
my
point.
cat follows me wherever I am.
Well, you
Fantastic.
were one beautiful flower, my friend. Again, guys, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. We
Oh,
appreciate
thank
it.
you, man.
We can't wait to see you Saturday when you get here. It's gonna be a good time seeing you guys again. And again, the show is this Saturday, January 6th. One more time, it's RAEL. It's the music of Genesis with some Peter Gabriel in. And I'm telling you, if you love Peter Gabriel and you don't know the old Genesis, you're gonna love this. If you love the old Genesis and you don't listen, like they were saying, Peter Gabriel, this is a show, man. This is a great show. Even if you like the Phil Collins, I say come see this Genesis, because most of the Genesis bands that come to us are all doing the Phil Collins stuff. It's very rare for us to see a band doing the older stuff, because most of them, I probably get dozens a week of people saying, "Oh, we want to play Landis, we want to play the Landis," and it's always the Phil Collins era.
Right.
But this is a great show. Again, thank you guys so much. Happy New Year. We can't wait to see you. Safe travels on your way here.
Yes,
Thanks
thanks
so much,
again for
man.
having us today. We had a lovely discussion.
Absolutely.
And yes, Happy New Year to all. And we hope to see you Saturday. We're going to put on our extravagant theatrical show.
Yes,
You got
thank
it.
you guys.
Have
Have
a
a
good
good night,
night,
guys.
Thank you, Ray.
Good night,
Take care.
guys.
Cheers, everyone. Good night.
See ya.
There it is. One more time, everybody. It's RAEL, the music of Genesis, and Peter Gabriel. Saturday, January 6th, right here live at the Landis at 8 p.m.
I see
Doors
what you
open
did
at
there.
7. That's a great photo too. I like the Casey puts these things together. That was a really good one. I like the way he's got him out front like
So
that.
I got a little question that might act as like a buffer for next week's podcast. Amish Outlaws.
Yes.
Are they Amish?
Yeah.
I mean, they're legit.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I'm sure that's a question
Four?
that some people will
I think
ask.
4 out of like
4 out of 6 of them are
Yeah.
straight off Rumspringa.
So
Left Lancaster.
because my question
former rock
is,
band, yeah.
can you get them on a podcast, them
Yes.
being Amish?
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
I don't think they're.
I
I think they've broken that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. We're waiting to find out. We're waiting to find out.
Let me set up something.
But I
here
do.
for-
I do. Have you seen the Amish Outlaws before?
I've seen videos. I've never seen them live.
Oh
no.
man, you got some. Dude, they are a fucking trip. And then they come here. There they are. Put on your whiskey glass. On your whiskey glass. That's a great one, Case. That is so phenomenal. That when they were here last time, dude, it was. I don't think they've ever played a venue quite like this, where we added to a lot of what they were doing, and they spent a lot of time looking at what was going on, like watching the walls and commenting
That's
on
awesome.
stuff. It was so cool, and it was Mandy's mentioned the conga line. They actually did a conga line throughout the theater.
Yeah, you were saying that
It's
last
phenomenal, man. Yeah, and Steve said they're on the Amish hall pass. They're definitely on a hall pass. That is for damn sure.
And that's going to be a funny weekend because not only do you have them, you have Ben Bailey.
Oh, Ben
that
Bailey.
weekend as well.
Dude, just the clips that Casey's been dropping. You see the Ruth's Chris one?
Yes.
That's one of those Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I always just call it Ruth's, and I'm like, what the hell does it even mean? And then I said this just going there, and to see his stand up with it, that was fucking, this
has
dude's hilarious,
some,
man.
I was listening to some stuff on Spotify because he's got at least one of his albums on Spotify, and his take on being a parent is absolutely
Oh my God,
hilarious.
he's hilarious. I can't wait to have him here. It's gonna be a good weekend, man. You got Ben Bailey and you got the Amish Outlaws. I mean, and then I think upstairs that Saturday, I think we have the School of Rocks here, I believe, straight out of Lancaster. Yeah, tickets are available for all these shows too, guys. And let me tell you, if you have never seen the Amish Outlaws, you want to see the Amish Outlaws. But again, let's just go back. Casey, if you want to put the card up one more time, Casey, can you put the card up for the RAEL show? So once again, we got RAEL coming, the music of Genesis and Peter Gabriel. That's this weekend, and we are talking about the following weekend, but that's this Saturday. So tickets are available for this still on our new ticket website, which some of the older bands, some bands that we had signed last year, still have some of the fees and stuff on there. But going forward, and I do believe that is RAEL one of the ones with no fees, Case, or they were booked from last year. All right, so going forward for all these new bands that we spoke of earlier, there are no fees. Everything's inclusive. $25 tickets, a $25 ticket. You're not going to go on and get your credit card on there, and all of a sudden your $60 two-seat purchase is $112.
Yeah.
It's $30 a ticket. It's $60 for 2 people. Bottom line, $30 ticket, $30 a ticket. That's it. No more fees, taxes, none of that. Everything's inclusive. It's one price. That's it. That's it. So we have a special guest who is back. He was here a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Right?
The week I was out. Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan, our one and only friend here
Turn
from.
that down.
Oh, yeah, that was hello, hello. So Dylan is here from Zenora and Chuck Thomas and Dylan's World and all the other Dylan things that he does. And we brought Dylan. Look at you're over there by yourself. You were kind of with the crew last time, man. Yeah, man. I guess it's that smell, man. You just got to bathe, bro. Got to bathe, man.
It was ruining it. It was
Go
ruining it.
grab a chair and come
Yeah,
on over.
we got to get you.
I thought we bring Jules in. She performed.
There's
Oh,
chairs.
yes.
There's chairs. Grab a
Yeah,
chair.
grab a chair.
Come on
His
over.
better half is here as well. So
No, what are you doing? What the hell? You're
No,
over there.
You want to?
What are you
No,
gonna make
I
a
thought
fucking
you
chicken by
were
Dylan
himself?
over here.
No, Jesus.
But Dylan is here
I
to
just wanna be
speak
close.
about.
Well, I think you're too
we are-
far. You might want to come back in.
So we are changing things around here this year. We've been doing
Yes,
an
go
open
ahead.
mic and we've been doing a
There you go.
karaoke night. And we have so many people on one night, so many people on another night, and we're like, maybe if we could bring these two together, we could have a night, just a full packed house instead of half and half, and give people an opportunity to do something a little different. So we're doing an open mic karaoke starting Thursday. What that means is it's still open mic. You can come and play an instrument if you want. You can come with your band and play. You can do all that, but you can also come and do karaoke with our karaoke DJ. Or if we do have our house band, which is Dylan's band, to come in, a DD Star in the Weirdos, or what do you call it? And he called it something like that. Well, they'll be in, and with them you can play with them if they know the song. If they don't know the song, usually they can catch it pretty good. Maybe let Paul, who does our karaoke, kind of get it going, let them catch up. So you could actually play with a real band, or you, like I said, you can come in and play your instrument and sing your song. And if you don't know the words, well, now they're going to be in front of you. So
You know what the best thing about moving everything to Thursday night is? You only have to call out on Friday.
yes, true. And it's
That's
one
it.
night. It's one night of fun. And again, we keep separating it, and I see these two people, and I feel like there's so many of these cool karaoke singers that we have that come out that would love to be able to get up there and maybe just actually sing with like maybe a guitar player and a drummer and sing their favorite song, not just, how they normally sing it. Some of them come and sing the same song every week.
Mhm.
This is a chance to now sing it maybe with a little bit of a band. Get some video for your Facebook, make it look cool, tell all your friends you got a cover band going, or something like that. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Make it fun.
Yeah, let's bring Dylan.
Musicians behind you, it's a whole different world. It's different.
I can't hear a fucking word he's saying. Speak
Can
again.
you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
There it is.
Say it again.
I said it's definitely a whole new world. Like when you go up and you're singing a song with a band behind you for the first time, it's like a whole different experience that you never get to experience unless you came to the Landis Theater on a Thursday night.
Yeah, but with you guys too, the difference is you guys are so like laid back and cool that a lot of people probably get a little intimidated. I mean, you'll help them through that, right?
Of course,
Yeah.
absolutely. We'll hold your hand. It's cool.
Jules gonna hold her hand.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the professional emotional support guy.
We got it. I feel like look. Put that camera back on real quick. It's like they're so far away. Look at them, you guys. That's your camera over there. See that camera right there? You can look over. Hey, say hey,
Hang
hey.
on. I got 3 words for you.
So go ahead while the camera's still on you. Let us know a little bit about what the open mic stuff that you do, about the band, about what you guys do with the house band and such.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we show up, we rock, and we roll. And we
That's
just play.
it.
We basically play all night. Really, right now. That's why merging it together, I think, is a great idea. Fill the house out, and
Who does your band consist of?
sometimes it's different every week. It depends on who shows up. My buddy Chris, he taught me how to play guitar. He's been playing bass with us. Plefka's on drums. Sometimes we get Jules on drums.
Jules.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Yeah.
Jules also has a cover band.
Wait, you got what's your cover band?
Chuck Thomas and
Oh
or,
my
No, we
You
saw
guys
your.
here.
we
Chuck
saw it.
Thomas
Yes, we
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yes, we did.
on Halloween open
And
mic.
it's so funny. Like
We didn't know who
Has
was
a
who.
whole costume
Yeah,
and
we didn't know
everything.
who was who.
My new identity is Chuck Thomas.
That's your alter ego.
Yeah.
Chuck had no idea what was going on. It was so
I
funny.
planned,
That's
it for like a week.
That is
I was
cool.
And he had no
like,
idea what was going on.
No, he had no clue.
Did she look just like
Until I walked in.
Oh,
That
poor girl.
is sick.
Full outfit. I called his girlfriend and everything. I was like, you need to get me that.
I'm gonna need that vest. You
Dude,
can
that
have
was
that.
hilarious. That
I know.
was hilarious.
I think
But-
that's the best thing I've ever
so you
done.
play the drums too then?
Well, I played drums for the first time like a week before that happened.
Okay, that's
I know how to do
you got a
boots and
great
cats.
teacher.
Well, what?
Boots and cats.
Boots and cats, told
Look,
you.
once you learn boots and cats, the rest is all up. It's just
Yeah.
it's just fun from there on.
I got the basics right now. He's got like
Yeah,
the
it's
basics
true.
and stuff.
Killing it. You know what I mean? We might have to replace the drummer in our band.
Uh
Uh-oh. Did you just get a new one?
Watch out.
Yeah, it's hard.
oh. Any news on Sonora?
Yeah. We have a new record coming soon. We just finished all the demos to them. That's 13 tracks on it. It's unlucky.
You should do a really kick-ass live video here.
I'm all about that.
They're like straight up, like almost like it's like just at a live crazy concert. type thing.
A
a lot of
great
crazy
idea.
camera angles. You know, I
Yeah.
directed a couple big videos back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Is
it's
he
like-
winking right now? I think there's
I
some
can-
winks going on.
I can see that band getting that old school like no, but if you go watch some of the old school 80s hair metal, which is very what Sonora gives me.
Yeah.
You watch like especially Cinderella, they were a big one. Where
Yeah.
their videos when they did like they were on stage, it was all these great angles and they would rock it out like there was no go like that shot up the leg and the guitar going CC doing this thing, that was the shit. Those were the videos back
Make them
then.
look like superheroes.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It's like larger than life.
You did a great video here before,
Yeah.
but I think you need that video that punches people right in the face with
Get
your
the chicks
music,
on stage with leather and whips,
man. Oh yeah.
the heels.
Jules, you're on.
I'll be
There you go.
behind the camera.
Jules has her school teacher glasses on, going, "Yeah, I'll get those." We know what's hiding behind those glasses, lady. I don't know what's hiding behind yours.
Me neither, dude.
But anything else? So what else you got going right now, though? I know you got Sonora coming back. You Chuck Thomas, you guys still doing anything?
Yeah. We've been demoing out the records called Live from Your Mama's House, which we come live every week. You know,
No, it should have been
And,
live from your mama's bedroom.
we get access to the whole house. It's okay.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
the kitchen doesn't matter. Bathroom, it's all good.
And now the Sonora, you're recording that record now?
Or
you're working on the music still?
We're still working on getting all the kinks out. And
Okay.
Stuff, but I'm also playing drums in another band called Wild Street. I just got back from Europe with them, and I'll be going to NAMM at the end of the month. I got invited by them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
You're going to NAMM?
Yeah.
You're going to come back and have flashbacks?
Hopefully,
The tree's going to talk to
at
you?
least a guitar pick or something.
Yeah. He'll be an opiate addict.
Yeah, right.
That was a man. It was great, bro.
Now, I'm super
Cover of
excited.
the albums, the Bash helicopter.
Oh,
Comes back in all fake Versace.
No, but is that it? So you got those three bands going right now?
Yeah. We're booking a European and U.S. tour for the summer.
Oh, awesome.
May, June, July, and August
Awesome.
for both bands.
And where in Europe?
Same. We went to 13 countries last time, so it's like European Union.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I always fly into France because that's where Jen and Eric live.
Oh, okay.
The singer and our manager.
That's awesome. Oh, they live there. See, I didn't know they lived there. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Jen is from France actually.
Oh, okay.
So it works out. They're married, so
Yeah.
all I
Yeah.
gotta do is show up and play drums. So it's cool.
Yeah. That's
Hell
not bad. That's a good gig, brother.
Bring my sticks and smack on the shit.
Now, didn't you started off drumming and then went to guitar, right?
Yeah, it's actually funny. Earlier today, I was in the music school that I got drum lessons in, and my original drum teacher was there.
Oh, sweet.
And it shocked me.
Where was that at?
So Old Town Music in Turnersville.
No, that's where my first lessons were.
Dude,
Holy shit.
I've never seen this guy ever get. Last time I saw him was like 10 years ago, and he walked up to me and he was like, "Yeah, I see you doing shit now." I was like, totally threw me off, dude. You know what I mean? I was like shell shocked in the middle of this music store.
I actually-
That's still there. See,
Yeah,
see, I've been
yeah.
down there. I used to go to the place next door, Fantasy Gifts. And
yeah.
I walk out with a handful of dildos and go, "Oh, look, a music shop."
Now, oddly enough,
You
my
used to
first
tell me that in
guitar
high
player.
school, you know?
Yeah.
Handful of dildos.
Fantasy
That
gifts.
dildo.
Dude, that could be your next album. Handful of dildos,
There you
man.
go.
It's a good album from
Dude,
your
that's
mom.
good merch.
EYL,
That's good merch.
So
You got a
thank
3D
you.
printer,
Yeah,
dude. What
right,
are we
yeah.
doing?
It's just a dildo, but you're the head of the dick.
I love
Your
how
face is the
that'd
head.
be amazing.
That's good.
The
You'd be
dildo.
star.
Yeah.
Double D star,
There you
baby.
go.
Yeah. Holy
No.
shit. No, my first guitar instructor. It's funny enough that you say that because I used to take guitar lessons there, and then I stopped for a little bit and started going to M&M up the street
Yeah.
from here. And I walk in one day and I did my lessons. There was another guy, and then he left it was probably like a month after I started there. And I come in for my next lesson, and in walks in my old guitar instructor from Old Town. I'm like, holy shit, that's
Wow.
crazy. That's
Usually
crazy.
Dodo was a slide.
I just want to say, Lips from Anvil.
Lips from Anvil did
Yeah,
do that.
we had Lips do that right on our
He's
stage
known for
here.
that shit with a drill. The drill.
Still, one of my favorite times
A
of
drill,
being in
though.
this theater, and Casey was there when the back doorbell rang, and I picked up my phone, and there was Lips going looking into video like this. I'm like,
Like
fucking
some
Lips.
old man.
I'm like,
lost
fucking
cat.
Lips is literally at our back door, bro. This is
Rob
Anvil.
man, those two
That's a
guys.
crazy show.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a great show.
it's unreal.
That was a great show.
The best was the drum solo, man. He
Oh.
was smoking a joint.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's going crazy.
Bravo, man.
Well,
He's
we
the
want-
man.
We want to get Sonora back together too, because we want to get you guys opening from some bands. And we're working on a couple big bands for this year again. You know,
That'd be great.
we have, of course, we got the Age of Or guys opening up for Lynch Mob this time.
That's awesome, man. They're great.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. Yeah,
And they were in the same music program that I was in.
Oh, really?
Rock University out of Old Time Music. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
This guy I grew up with them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I
they're-
also
they're
did
great.
that for a little bit. We probably fucking did that together, to be honest.
Wait, I might have did.
We probably did that together, which is crazy.
If you didn't smoke so much crack, you probably remember.
Cracking up, dude. It's
Cracking
fun.
up.
Especially over there, I got it from Fantasy Gifts.
But I'll tell you,
So now that's
Maybe I'm back in the dumpster with Fantasy Gifts, but
Crack from Fantasy Gifts looks a lot different than crack from everywhere.
that it does.
we are on
That's
a roll.
a
here,
whole
Johnny.
different kind of crack.
We are on a roll.
And let me tell you, the women love Peter there too. But anyway, well, I was gonna say something to you. I forget what the fuck it is now. I totally lost track of what I was gonna say.
great.
Jules is just sitting over there with her arms crossed, like she's going, "What the fuck am I even doing? I don't even know why I'm here." And I go, oh, Eminem Music. Steve mentioned that he finished up, took some of that. They're like they've become a good friend of ours now here. So if anybody out there, if you're in the Violent area, if you're in the South Jersey area and you're looking for guitar lessons, stuff like that, look up Eminem Music. If Casey could find their website and maybe put it up there for you, they're great people. The husband and wife that run it, they brought their students. We have the School of Rock that comes. I don't know if you've ever been here for them.
Yeah.
Are they here? Case, when are they here? Is it this weekend or the following weekend? School of Rock. I know
One
it's,
moment.
here. Let me look at it because the School of Rock is coming back, and the difference is, when the School of Rock comes, they let's see where
They
we
do
are.
like a
School of
band.
Rock is here the 14th, so next Sunday they're back.
Okay.
They come up and they rock. I mean, they just
Yeah.
tear it up. Eminem came in and it was like a whole different vibe, man, because you had kids that were playing the violin, you had kids that were rocking, you had kids playing the drums, you had a freaking harp like the size of this room.
That's awesome.
So it's like, if you're looking to play any instrument, a piano, anything like that, Eminem really has some great, it's a great place to go. And there it is. And
They
so
also they also rent and sell.
it's a music
Music.
store.
No, I could personally. They've been great people over the years. I bought a lot of stuff from them. Did a lot of lessons there, and
Yeah, well,
it's
every once
good
in a
to see
while
us
we need
working
a
with
little
them.
something. We can go over there and grab it,
Mhm.
because they carry a guitar, strings and equipment and musical
Cowbells.
things, cowbells.
I needed a cowbell.
You
They
need a
had-
little more cowbell. That's the place to go.
I got some big boys over there too.
Jules, are you still awake, Jules?
I am.
Sure.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
I just noticed somebody put a damn hole in my wall.
I know. What I don't understand is
wasn't
why
me.
they're so far away.
I don't know.
I get a better view of the sink than them.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
We gotta fix that. We're
Just GoPro.
we're redoing this whole thing. Like we're gonna have a stage over here.
Set the
soon,
Vista
and
lights up.
It's gonna be real nice. What's that?
Setting the Vista lights up.
The Vista lights. I don't know.
Maybe the staccato.
Yeah.
The pants.
Yeah, maybe the staccatos. Yeah. No, we're gonna.
It all out. It'll be a
Dylan's
stage.
like, how
Don't
much
say
time
no.
do we have left? Well, I wanted to bring Dylan on because I definitely wanted to plug this new thing that we're doing. I think it's a great thing. Maybe even next week we'll see if we can get Paul on, who's our karaoke
I
guy.
would love to.
Because Paul's a wonderful person
He's
too.
a
Paul's
fantastic
just a great
person.
guy, and he's a really good karaoke guy. He's got a great following. I think putting the two of you guys together could
Yeah,
really
great.
and I want to really get the promotion out there for it, because I think I even like that open mic karaoke.
Mhm.
You know, it's like yeah, there it is. Oh, Casey's got a graphic ready, open mic and karaoke
Karaoke.
every Thursday. No cover charge. That's the other thing, guys. We don't charge. I mean, you got a lot of these open mics and stuff. They're charging to get in and this and that. Oh, come play my venue and pay me to play here. Which is ridiculous. We ask you come in. You don't bring anything from the outside. Buy a drink, buy a water, whatever the hell you want. Help the cause so we can afford to keep these guys going and keep the place going.
Buy some Landis beer.
Yeah. Oh, we do have a Landis lager, but that is not available upstairs,
Oh.
unfortunately. Yeah, the Landis lager is downstairs and hopefully soon at the Landis. We're working on that as well.
Yes.
But we actually pulled the taps from upstairs because the bartenders keep complaining that they can't get to the customers because the taps are in the way. And we really, honestly, up there's a big bottle beer and mixed drink kind of crowd anyway. So it made sense. Tiff is kind of our manager up there and she takes care of everything.
Shout out Tiff.
And shout out to Tiff. We love you, girlfriend.
That's Tiff.
And and she does a hell of a job. And she looked at me last week. And Casey had mentioned it a while back. And I'm like, I really didn't want to get rid of the taps. But then you got the girl who's literally working there. The one on the front line saying the same things. Then you got to start thinking.
She's the one who asked me about it.
Yeah. Oh, originally?
Yeah, I didn't come up with the idea. Tiff
Oh, I
came up
thought
with the
you did
idea, and I
originally.
said Tiff came up with this idea because
I thought it was
come up
you.
with that.
Oh, I
No,
thought it was your idea originally.
No, it was Tiff.
All right. Well, credit Tiff then. So we pulled those out, but it's a different crowd. Like I said, it's more of a bottle beer crowd. But we are trying to get the Landis lager into the Landis. We just got to figure out how to do it the right way because it's tough with the cups and it's tough with you got a sold out show. You got 700 people in this joint and they're all trying to get a beer as fast as they can.
You do not need taps to sell
It's tough. It's tough. What did he say?
Steve Desker said you do not need taps to sell Hennessy.
This is true.
Very true.
This is true.
They love their Henny.
Or Absolute.
Absolutely.
Absolute, our wonderful sponsor here. But no, look, I have Dylan. Just so you know, man, you are part of the family here, man. We love you dearly. You're like one of us. You know that our door is always open to you, and anything you're ever doing at Jules, as long as you're around this wonderful human being, you're the same way. You fuck it up, get the fuck out. We're already choosing sides. No, we love you, girl. You know that. No,
You guys
we love you.
I'm on Jules' side.
Oh, well, there you go. There you
There's
go.
only one side to be.
That's
I agree.
no, we love you, sweetheart. You know that.
What you guys do here is fucking awesome. You give not only me but so many other musicians from all over the world the place to play, and like the lights is just a whole other world, man. You guys
Speaking of
totally
lights,
kill that, man.
Dylan also is our spotlight guy now. He takes care of our spotlight. Yeah. When he remembers sometimes,
And flies the pig.
and he did fly the pig last time.
Professional
Brent.
pig flyer. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Professional
I will
pig
say
fly.
that this here is the first time I ever played on a stage ever.
Really?
Which I think is a great thing that you guys do, like with the open mics and the karaoke's and stuff. Like I've been playing music my whole life, but there was never any free places that like
What?
I could
See, that's
play
awesome.
at. So like I play ukulele. So the first time I ever got to play on the stage was here. I
Get
think
out
that's
of here.
awesome.
Sweet.
It was so cool.
Oh, well, that's so awesome. Thank you for choosing us to be your first.
Thanks
place
for
to play.
letting people play like that.
But now you're drumming, ukulele, and dude, when you can do the ukulele and drums,
Yeah.
now I'm gonna be impressed.
Cool.
One man band that shit.
Just you wait.
You know what I mean?
Give me a month.
All right.
She'll be back.
Now, when you go on tour, have you ever just thought about taking her on tour and letting her?
Yeah, we need somebody to sell t-shirts, right?
Yeah, that's true. So,
It's hot in here.
That hasn't happened yet.
yeah.
Hopefully this summer.
If finance,
That's actually, I know it sounds crazy, but that's actually not a bad idea, man. If you
Yeah.
have somebody you can trust with the money selling
Yeah, for
t-shirts,
real.
that's what you need.
The worst is when you're on stage and there's t-shirts and people are like, hey,
Hey, I'm gonna free t-shirts
Yeah,
out here.
you go
It's a
back
door
and there's no
liner.
CDs left.
That was, I will tell you, Ray, the last time you guys played upstairs, you guys had all your merch spread out, this, that, and the other thing, and you had those cool ass lighters.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
And he was trying to find you
I
and
have
your
like
Dude.
dad for like 2 hours.
I just fucking stole
I was like, dude, wow, I'm
I got a bunch more. Sorry. Yeah.
Dude, I was looking for you to give you money for those lighters for a good half hour. And I finally said, you know what? I'm just taking these fucking lighters, man.
And then he finally got
I got
up to your
more.
dad and was like, hey, man, I grabbed like 10 of these things. Like, how much do I owe you? Your dad was like, no, don't worry, take them. We're like, ah,
Dave
shit.
was like, I already gave Casey like 7.
Yeah.
But they had the beer thing.
Yeah. And then someone in the flame comes up like,
Yeah.
it's so crap. You know,
Because
right around the crack pipe.
It's my party trick. Hey, you ever heard this band's normal?
Yeah, you used to have to take the safety out in order to skip.
Yeah.
You don't gotta take nothing out.
It's easier. The quicker, the better. You know?
No modification required.
Dude, thank you so much though for driving over just real quick and
course.
plugging. I
Absolutely,
appreciate
man.
it. Jules,
Anytime.
thank you for keeping him company and coming over as well.
Yeah.
You know, we
Thanks for
absolutely again, you know, we love you guys. You know, your family here, bro. Anything you ever need, we're always here for you. We support
Appreciate
you. Jewel, we support your ukulele, whatever else you want to fucking play. I don't care.
How big the list is.
The theremin.
Yeah, the theremin. Oh,
Theremin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
What-
need a guitar for
What's the
There you go.
what's
Should've
the-
got that slide
what's the
whistle
thing
over
that you just
The theremin.
that's the theremin? Oh no. You know what I was thinking of? No, I was thinking of the fucking I was thinking of the glockenspiel. No, what's the guy was playing it with but it's not the what the
Yeah,
fuck's
one
the
guy
name of
with
it?
the thing. Right?
Mellotron?
No, the guy that was here for the art thing. What's the hell?
Oh, the vibraphone.
Vibraphone.
Man, I love vibraphone.
I always forget what
That
that's
sounds so
fucking
good.
called. No, the vibraphone is the shit, man. It's what they used to use back in the day, like all the old sci-fi movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But this guy was good.
It's phenomenal.
This guy was
Probably one of the
Dude.
best vibraphone players I've ever
dude,
seen.
and I've never seen anybody behind a vibraphone like fucking rock star and
This,
shit.
he was going. He was going.
Yeah,
he
this
really
guy was
was.
crazy.
They
Yeah,
were-
like
they
there's
were
certain
like-
instruments like that where you can like make the sound of a vibe rather than the sound of an instrument.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, try to make a scary sound.
Yeah.
Like, what does that sound like?
I did this really cool stereo.
Is that guy
mic.
rocking out?
Yeah.
It
That's
was,
so
it was
cool.
pretty sweet because
We
it really
should get
filled.
it there.
We should. I don't know why we don't have one.
I have a lot of
We've got a lot of
therapy.
marketplace.
Yeah.
I still gotta fix that move too.
This yes, we have a move.
I've been trying
Dude,
to
we have
fix
a
this.
move.
We just
Oh,
got
dude.
Do you really?
Old
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
70s.
Dude,
Oh, is it
that's
70s?
right in.
They only made it for like
Well,
2 years.
Paul Spinelli, who was, you know, the city council president and a good friend of ours, a big proponent of ours, he played it when he was a kid. He used to drag it around from club to club.
What?
And he also had Leslie.
Mhm.
And to get it in his car, he cut the fucking thing in half. And then so he would fit it in his car, put it back together, strap it up, and clamp it. And
That's
so
crazy.
we have the Leslie too.
What?
Yeah, he donated.
We've got
it
the
to us,
Leslie
yeah.
working again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get,
And
we get that
we've
move
worked on the
going,
move
dude.
for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's been one of my
Yo.
projects.
You think I got nothing to do tomorrow? You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
think why.
We want to get that thing working so bad. So,
That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The only time I ever played through a Leslie was through a Hammond B3 in the
Oh, yeah?
I hooked it
Wow.
up to a guitar
Really?
not too long ago, and I was playing some Pink Floyd stuff on it, and it was.
I think he sent me a video.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sick,
And
dude.
it's definitely cool to hear it
yeah.
spinning around.
Well, you hear that sound
You
going.
hear all these riffs that you've heard
There's
your whole life.
Nothing
All of a
like
sudden
the
you're
Leslie,
playing it.
man.
Nothing.
Nothing like
yeah.
the
Steve
Leslie.
sent that video at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's far away. That was when I was
Yeah.
dog sitting for Casey
That's
and Ray,
right.
and I was
That's
like, fuck, I need something to do.
You gotta
We
do
get that Leslie working from Paul, and I came down here by myself, had myself a time.
We are right at the end of our show. Again, thank you so much, guys, for coming by. Really good to see you again, Jules.
Thank you.
And again, it was a
Absolutely.
phenomenal Chuck Thomas.
Thank you.
That is the
It was
thing.
kind of
I
fun.
went around the Facebook.
Yeah, somebody's got a video of it.
And
Yeah.
do you have any web page or anything for Sonora or anything?
Oh, yeah.
You-
We're on
you wanna-
ZenoraMusic.com. We're on Facebook. Just look up Zenora on Google. We'll come right up.
And spell that so everybody knows.
Zenora.
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 There it is. ZenoraMusic.com.
Right here behind me.
Follow and again every Thursday he's here unless he's on tour, and then I guess Jules is going to take over if she's not out selling records and
Yep.
shirts or whatever.
That's me.
But we love you guys so much, and again thank you everybody for
Your
watching.
dad wished us happy New Year earlier.
Oh yeah.
From the Sonora page. Say,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Oh,
Steve."
did he?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it on there.
Right at the very beginning. So
Yeah,
shout out to
Dave, we love you so much, buddy. But again, thank you so
Happy
much.
birthday.
There it is. Yep.
It's his birthday today.
Happy
Is
birthday.
it really?
Dave.
Is it happy birthday?
Play
Happy
Dave's
birthday.
birthday.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a shame we weren't open tonight. We give him a drink. Yeah. But when you come in Thursday, will you be here Thursday?
Yeah, he should be.
He's usually here. Dave, we'll see you Thursday. We'll have a little birthdays. Happy birthday for you.
Celebration.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, thank you again. Absolute Vodkas live at the Landis podcast. We come at you every Tuesday starting at 7. Try to get done around 9. Sometimes it goes a little further. This week, don't forget, this is the first week for our open mic karaoke. I like calling it open mic karaoke. The open mic and karaoke, it's Thursday. It starts at 7:30, goes to around 11:30. Sometimes it goes a little longer depending on how many people are here. We're okay with that. Again, no cover charge. Come in, enjoy yourself, have sing karaoke, sing with the band, play your instrument, play whatever you want. Do what you want. The stage is yours. Enjoy yourself.
Remember, people sound better when you drink.
Yep.
So
And remember, again, the guy. Oh, you're welcome, Dave. We'll see you Thursday. I hope, Dave.
yes.
And again, RAEL, thank you guys so much for coming on. You know, Michael and Lloyd, we love you guys so much. And I just went out. I don't know what happened.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What
That was their mic getting turned on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is
Wow.
loud as
Yeah,
fuck.
it is.
Yeah. That's that
Yeah.
lovely projector.
Yeah, we
there.
got to fix that damn thing.
Well, it's on the broadcast. You don't hear it.
Oh,
but we don't hear the
Oh,
noise
you should hear
cancel.
the shit I'm hearing. I thought we
No,
were in like a
it's-
wind tunnel
yeah.
over here.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's why I thought. Did I just disappear?
Yeah, no. These mics are much better at canceling things out.
Again, so that is Saturday, January 6th. This Saturday, first show of the new year here at the Landis. We're going to unveil something new that we have done here to bring this place more to life than ever before. In addition to our screens and everything else we do and our wonderful lights and all that we have and our amazing sound. That your first, and it's a great band to really break through with it. They were the first band.
the new
Steve was
screen,
saying
yeah.
with the new screen when we got the new screen, they were the first band here for that as well. Again, it's plug. Ultimate Evil says plug the plug. We plug you
Everyone
when
go.
you get closer. Ultimate
No,
Evil's
we
playing
plugged
here
them in
like
the beginning
6
of the damn
months ago.
show.
Yeah,
We already did plug
when
the
did they
night
play?
of
Like fucking
metal.
February.
Yeah.
It's January for
It's
Christ's sake.
working.
No,
but we did plug you in the beginning.
Yeah,
so
we
just-
did.
just so you
And
know,
we'll
we
plug you again later, sweetheart. We love
February
you.
24th.
Yeah. What is it?
February 24th.
Yeah,
the
it's
night
Fe-
of
it's the
metal
end of
platinum
February.
edition.
We got
Platinum
like
edition.
10 shows before that we got to deal with. But we love you, Steve, and you know that. Casey actually did put a really cool new thing up today with like this cool skull and shit. It was really cool. Again, we love you.
We love you
brother.
all.
We love you all. Good night, everyone. For myself, Steve, CT, thank you again to Michael and Lloyd for coming on. Thank you to Dylan and his beautiful, beautiful lady here. It's so good seeing you guys. We love you guys so much. Happy New Year, everyone, and we will see you next Tuesday around 7:00. We got we got Ben Bailey and the Amish Outlaws coming next week, and who knows if they come on or not? We don't know. We don't know what Amish people do with radios and shit.
It's a lot of electricity and internet to be
Exactly.
used here. So.
Good night.
Although that is a
There it
wireless
is.
mic, so.
Good night, everybody. Take care.
Can you dig it?